Online?
You're
Does my
apparently
email
online.
agree? Nope, my email just thinks Link ARL is following us.
I'm just going to double check that we are actually online. Make sure I
I
didn't
should
set
get
this
an
up wrong.
email saying that we are. Yeah, we good. We good. We live. You don't even have to
Fabulous.
watch that advertisement that doesn't benefit us.
Hello, everybody. Oh, thank you for confirming, Time Walker. That's nice of you.
Yeah. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Week 7 cast of the Meltdown League. This time on time.
Ish.
Yeah.
Which is
Hey,
my
I
fault.
mean, week 6 cast being uploaded to YouTube soon. It is recorded, people. It is done, so you'll get a second cast this week. But yeah, we're going into the week 7 one, and we're going to be starting it off with Link ARL versus Mezelg, as Link ARL was kind enough to follow us just a second ago.
Oh, if Link Owl's following us, shall we put them on the main screen then? Do them that way. We'll do them a favour back. Um, right. How far back in time am I going to have to scroll for this? That's midnight.
Link ARL, I don't know. For Mezelg, probably not that much. I don't think Mezelg plays that much outside of the
There
tournament.
we go.
So, seeing as they have one ranked win this season, but they have been completing their matches.
Yeah, I've done very little laddering. Oh, this is
I was waiting
confusing.
on I was waiting on laddering until my Patreon got up, so that I wasn't just like tanking S rank, and instead I was just doing the grind up to S rank on random decks.
Let me just check
But
something.
also
I
I got annoyed by the snag issues, as many people did.
Yeah, those are quite annoying.
Yeah.
So, if I'm not mistaken, I have 3 matches for Linkal versus Mez, but there's only 2
The most recent one.
on Mez's screen. Have I scrolled past one? You know what this game, like, the number one thing this game most needs? Forget nerfs, forget buffs. This page needs a back button.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah,
Right.
it's right there. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
There you go.
Scrolled right past it. Right.
Oh no, you don't have a waiting screen, so people see the results.
Oh yeah, I can put up a interstitial while we're doing that if you want. I never thought of
Yeah.
that before.
No,
That's a
but
good
it
idea.
doesn't really matter right now. We all good at this point. We're in the game. But yeah,
Oh right.
for other times, Spammer Noob is calling spoilers.
Sorry, spammer. My bad. Should we dissect this opening hand and then I'll hit play?
Ah, sure, if you want to.
I mean,
I'm
we
down
can
for
just press
dissecting
go
some
and
open
talk as
hand.
it comes up.
I wasn't sure if we were gonna dissect just one, or if we were just gonna get in with both. But I'm good with going with the flow. So you want to look at
I
some
meant
other?
just the one that's on the main.
Ah,
But I'll get the other one running. Do you want to start while I just mess around with the settings?
yeah, sure. So from Mez's side, um, so that's what I see right now.
Yep.
Yeah. So looks like a kind of mid-rangey 8 gatesy list. I feel like not many decks run Ghost Lightning that aren't running 8 gates or Mantra right now, and it doesn't look like a Mantra deck with like Battle Pado or anything. Battle Pado and Spelljammer feels less Mantra-y than it does 8 gatesy. Also, I
Yeah.
remember that he was running an 8 gates list from early on, or from when they submitted lists.
Alex says, "Am I the only one getting an echo? Never mind."
All right,
Oh no,
never
it's fine.
mind.
Let us know if it reoccurs, Alex. There shouldn't be any echo, but I'm not using speakers or anything, obviously, so there
But
shouldn't be anything. And from Linkal's side, now that we've got that on the main screen, um, was this some kind of luminous charge mid-range Fey? I guess. So
yeah,
what?
no, I mean, blistering scorns make me think of Luminous Charge, so it would appear
Yeah,
that both players looking to be able to kill Luminous Charges. Link
yeah.
Arls, their Mezelgees, their opponents.
So
Um,
we need a 2-drop here, and these scorns are kind of redundant, especially with the mana death grip.
yeah.
Do you expect Wanderer going into this?
Against Mezelgee, no. And especially since Link Arls played Mezelgee before, I
Right.
don't think I'd go in expecting Wanderer. I mean, I don't know, Wanderer players tend to be Wanderer players, and
I wouldn't know anything about that.
let that.
So I guess you ship
Mm.
the Hailstone Prison then, because it probably won't be as effective. Keeping the Death Grip for a Heartseeker and ship a Scorn because you want to
Yeah, that
diversify your
seems.
ability to
Well, actually,
respond.
maybe I'd just ship both Scorns and keep the Hailstone Prison and just bounce their like turn one play for tempo. But
That seems bad. I would probably run a Bloodbound Mentor on 2 if I don't hit a 2-drop. And then you can play Scorn on 2 if you do. Imagine Mez plays Cryptographer and you go take Monotile, slam a Scorn. My board now.
I guess so.
That'd be
Yeah.
sorted.
No, that's. Well, I mean, if they play Cryptographer though, I just mana death grip it. So,
That's true.
but you definitely need to ship 2 cards, and it's either 2 Scorns or 2 hit or Scorn plus Hailstone.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Hailstone's okay against Lantern Fox as well.
Yeah, like it's okay against Lantern Fox. It's okay against Battle Pando. Songhai does have a number of 3-drops that it just plays and like sits out on the board for the first turn that they're out, and then tries to get value off of.
Yeah. Well, with the Pando, you're just throwing away a card to some extent, but I feel like with Lantern Fox, because Lantern Fox needs space in the hand in order to work.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. But you're throwing away cards in hand. Also, whoa, tosses
Tethermancer.
into Giago plus
memes.
Tethermancer.
Double Tethermancer. What on earth is it? Is this like? Did they print Divine Bond in Vanna when I wasn't looking? That's amazing.
I mean, it's called Polarity, but
Oh, I see.
I don't actually know if Link Arrow is playing Polarity or if they're just playing like kind of giant provokes in Vanar, with phase like BBS as payoff for that.
Yeah, I mean that sort of makes sense. Like, wow, keeps double tether. Sweet. That's quite clever, actually. So I think, oh wow, staying away. I quite like that line actually. You are walking really hard into Mist Dragon Seal here though, and there's no real.
I think fine. I feel like Mist Dragon Seal isn't a card that you particularly have a lot of ways to play around in Link
No.
Arrow's position. You just want to kind of play defensively. I mean, look at the hand with the Tethermancers. I guess no Giago at the moment, but or Giago.
That seems like a weird replace as well.
I didn't even have time to see what was replaced.
They replaced Luminous Charge, keeping double Death Grip. I guess double Death Grip you can legitimately like punch the Geomancer and Death Grip, but I think using the Heartseeker is better because then you get the BBS.
Yeah.
But then you just you don't have to attack the Geomancer at all. You can Heartseeker BBS, and that's it. Deny a mana tile. You float a mana, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, you don't get the mana if the Geomancer takes a tile.
Oh, that's true. So it doesn't even matter. Either way, the tile is denied, and you kill the Geomancer and get in.
Chat is requesting my face.
I'm very sorry, chat. We
maybe I'll throw my face up. It's dark out, but or it's dark in here, but
it can be done with the sacrifice that I won't be able to read the chat. So I'll be entirely at the mercy of RHacker. Tell me what you're saying. I can be
delegate chat person.
I'm sort of tempted to buy a third monitor for this, to like specifically for doing coverage. I don't think I do it often enough yet, but like there might be some point in my life.
I'll make sure to try and get you for more coverage so that you can find an excuse to get it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks like Link Arrow did end up going for the Heart Sister into double BBS play and just like try and beat Missile G down.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit weird to see a beat down deck playing double Tethermancer, but stranger things have occurred.
Yeah, I think those attacks were a bit odd. Like it seems weird to potentially throw away your Bloodbound Mentor like that.
That being said, like it makes a bit of sense if you're putting them on something like 8 gates. Like, they're gonna burn you out for probably like 15 in a turn, and so if you don't have pressure on them, it becomes very difficult to like, you don't want to give them the time and space to actually build up a lethal hand. And so I kind of understand trying to push damage in space where I can.
But then the lack of, like, at that point, why would you attack with Fae? I think probably is just getting a little aggressive. Playing another Mentor here seems good, though. Just take board. I would play it probably below Mez. Reduce their options for running away. Because, like, you're not protecting it from dying here. Or, if you do want to protect it from dying, you back off first, because you don't need to attack.
Yeah, or you move one down and then just play it on a diagonal.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that.
Yeah.
Tethermancer is good for stalling. I'm really interested to see if that card works out. It's like, I guess normally you would play Malicious Wisp, right? Or are you playing that as well? I think Carl. It's just genuinely a card I've never seen anyone play. Like, it's very clever. What do we got here? Another 4
I have never seen anyone play Tethermancer.
Say again?
I said I too have never seen anyone play Tethermancer. So.
It's not actually.
What did you like? Did you put it in there? Like, why play Tethermancer over Primus Shieldmaster? Like, what are you looking to dispel?
I'm
a fan of the Shieldmaster. I'm not quite sold on the Tethermancer just yet.
And I'm definitely a fan of Malicious Wisp, especially in a meta full of Wanderer decks.
Although, I am not a fan of Malicious Wisps in this matchup, as they just die to Phoenix Fires.
They very much do. Yeah, they're okay on curve and, like, rubbish afterwards.
Oh, I guess that's just game. Yeah. Like I said, you don't have that much time.
Interesting. Good old Song High. Phoenix Fire you, Phoenix Fire you, Phoenix Fire you.
Not quite as common nowadays.
No.
But I feel like, in my experience, the two most popular Song High archetypes I see on a day-to-day basis is, like, Artifact Song High and Wanderer Reva.
Yeah.
Not quite so many Phoenix Fires. Alright, do you want to try and get my face in here? I'll cam share with you.
I can, if you give me... Let me just set up the next game first.
Alright.
Let's do it from Maz's perspective on the big screen.
Turn on my camera. Here, I'll try and get some light.
I would love it if they made a, like, both hand spectator mode in the game, so I didn't have to do this ever again.
Yeah, casters have been.
Oh, shall I put the? Oh, it's true now. I'll put the interstitial up next time for spoiler avoidance. Also, so people don't have to see me clicking through menus for like 5 minutes.
There we go. Now I'm a Christmas tree. But I am slightly more lit up.
Alright, we have hands for both players. Let's get... Sorry. Oh wow, you were very...
I am in fact a Christmas tree.
That is entertaining. Let me... Oh. Crop this. And then make it bigger. There we go. One Christmas tree.
Yep. All right.
Fantastic. So yeah, chat. I do apologize. I can't really. I can't read chat now while
I'll get chat.
because of my
it's all good.
limited number of monitors. So, game 2. So, 1 up to Mez, and this hand is looking pretty mediocre. I guess unless you really want to 8-gate Skatatsu or 2-drop. I suppose turn 1 Celebrate.
I don't think you really want to be doing that.
No. I guess you can ship 8 gates and Ghost Lightning, and actually just playing Celebrant into Spelljammer is fine. And then if you draw the Geomancer, you're in Magical Christmas Land.
Yeah, basically. Happy. Just like me. I'm in Magical Christmas Land. Also known as the Desert. Alright, well, if Miz wants to, they can Celebrant, take the tile, Crescent Spear, but I don't know that I would really suggest doing that.
Yeah, that doesn't seem worth it. Wait, did they actually? I didn't quite see. Did they replace any cards?
No. That is their hand.
Turn 1 Mentor from Link Call seems pretty good. Oh yes, the dream! The dream!
Yep.
Turn 1 Geo Boy. Played aggressively because you were more than happy with the trade.
Yeah, I mean, look at that hand. You just want it to go face, and then you want to keep going face, I think, as Mez.
Hailstone Prison doing work here, I guess.
Yeah, no, I mean, you don't really want to, playing Geomancer the first time is pretty good. Playing it the second time is not so much. It's interesting that getting Geomancer down as fast as Mezelgy's been able to kind of blanks all mana death grips, or at least makes them much less useful.
It does actually, that's true.
Truth.
It's a pretty strong turn there from Linkall. Hailstone Prison doing what it's supposed to do.
So it wasn't Tethermancer over Primus Shieldmaster, it was Tethermancer alongside Primus Shieldmaster.
It's Taunt Vannar. That's amazing.
I suppose Tethermancer is a really good answer to Battle Pando, in a way.
Yeah, looking legit here.
Although I think it still gets one proc off before it gets to spell. What's the wording on Tethermancer?
Probably not if it attacks, because it'll deal damage first. It says dispel any minion that deals damage to this one, where I can mouse over things.
Yeah. I don't know how the coding would go.
Quite interesting to find out. I guess we'll see now. Yeah, it looks like they're about to. Oh, double Ghost Lightning. That's pretty spicy.
Well, single Ghost Lightning, but 3 times the power. Alright, so yeah, it is when it deals damage, so the Tethermancer putting in work.
Tethermancer worked! It did its thing. Oh, that's going through so fast because real time's not on.
That being said, Link Arrow's going to be able to break both Crescent Spheres if they want to this turn, which is a pretty okay place to be. They'd still be taking.
I think they live on 1. Faye's already moved, right?
No, Faye hasn't moved. I don't think, or did they?
She was here last time.
Oh, Faye did move. Okay, that's much less good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at least the Phoenix Fire doesn't actually kill the Primus. So I guess in Mez's position, you like Phoenix Fire the Primus, Thunderbomb the face, or you could like.
You really want to 8 gates, but you
Thunderbomb.
don't quite have the mana to pull off an 8 gates play this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just Spelljammer.
Phoenix Fire the face while you can.
Okay.
Seems reasonable, actually.
Yeah, I guess next turn you're setting up for 8 gates, Thunderbomb. Well, no, not Phoenix Fire, because
It'll be on cooldown, yeah. But if you draw one, then you can 8 gates Phoenix Fire Thunderbomb for 10, which is not terrible.
Yeah.
Like if Faye's still near you or the Spelljammer, you might be able to get there. These mentors are doing a lot of work here.
Yeah, no, pinging off artifacts, putting a clock on. Yeah, and the crypto.
It's what you said earlier about playing provokes and then spamming BBS does seem to be what this deck's doing, and surprisingly it's working really well. Like, I would not have expected that to be a good strategy against 8 gates, but
like, if I've learned one thing from playing Wanderer, it's probably not this, but I have learned this. It's that Primus Shieldmaster is a really good card.
I was just thinking about this yesterday. Like, Primus, I've always liked Primus Shieldmaster. I used to sideboard it in Keep of Oath for, like, aggro matchups, and it was amazing. Keep bringing back a Primus against Tempo Arjun is, like, still really good.
I mean, like, I made my way playing Divine Bond during the Tempo, like, meta. And let me tell you, slamming an Ironclave Guardian and watching them, like, throw Tiger Ammo into an Ironclave Guardian feels pretty good. Especially since they'll still, like, after attacking it with that, they'd still need to trade in. After attacking that and their face, they'd still need to ping it to kill it. Yep. They just, like, ammo and kill them.
So good.
Riv, I am wearing a lanyard of Christmas lights. I am a Christmas tree right now. Because the room I'm in is dark, and there are people lying down, and I'm not going to disturb them with full-on lights, because that's kind. So I've turned myself into a Christmas tree so y'all can see me.
That's awesome. This is a weird line.
Thanks, Link Arrow. Alright, what's happening here? Private Shield Master is dying. There's pandas on the board. There's cryptographers abound.
This isn't looking necessarily over for Mares. There's Thunderbomb, that's a good draw. Oh, Half Sister, is that lethal? Then Cole's one off, I think.
Yeah, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
But like, the double Azure Herald is really strong here.
Yeah. Might be enough to survive the turn. Yeah, because they can play with the Devil's Ladder Herald this turn.
Extending forward to be in range of the Spelljammer is a bit odd, though. Like, that's quite risky. Oh, they're just trading the Mentor. Makes sense.
Yeah. No, that's what I kind of thought.
That's good.
Because you need to be above, like, 12. Which they're going to be able to do. Or above at least.
Go on.
But preferably above 12, because 12 means that they can't, like, kill off the... Like, 8 gates Thunderbomb Punch is 12. That's what they have.
I think Maz has a way out of this. Because Warbird's general attack is lethal. I guess the out is to put Fae to 2, so they can't trade. And force them to have more healing or something. What can you do 12 damage?
Well, it doesn't really make that big a difference because there is an Azure Herald, but yeah, probably want to at least force them to possibly have to take the draw.
I think Mez only has 10, unfortunately.
Yeah, because they'd have to... Well, if they punched Fae, they'd be at 2, and Fae would be at 2. Because they could 8 gates, Thunderbomb, Punch. That clears the Azure Herald, puts Fae to 2.
Yeah, but then you're also on 2, so you just die to Warbird.
Yeah, but... Oh, right, Warbird. Yeah, easy. So I guess they're just dead.
Yeah. That was GG. Right, let me put up the magical interstitial.
That was Tethermancer putting in the work.
Yeah.
Dispelling that battle Vando. I don't know if Mez was ever one off lethal, but I think it did at least getcha Mez once, and they... Nice mechanical clickiness.
There we go. Oh yeah, this keyboard's great. I got it for free from work because it was like a second-hand one at my old job.
Nice.
I was very happy with that. Right, let's get Linkall back up on the main screen. I like alternating between who's under the most scrutiny. Slash who gets the actual narrative. Because I found it's very difficult to keep an eye on both hands. Like I end up not really paying attention to the alternate hand while casting anyway.
Yeah, it's interesting because I am paying attention to both because I'm just looking at the OBS screen.
Yeah. I guess you're actually physically seeing it.
I'm watching what you wonderful viewers are watching.
Yeah, I've got some tinkering to do with. That's the wrong replay. I'm so good at this. Just like randomly clicked on the first thing that came up.
Are you talking about Link Arrow's side?
Yes. There we go. That's the one.
I was like, I haven't seen this hand. From SLG. So.
Pause that. Right.
Chat talking about the eggs and the egg hate. Alright. So yeah, Link Arrow's just stuffed a bunch of provokes.
Oh wow, Kron as well.
All neutral shapes and sizes, as Vanar is lacking.
Where my Hollow Grove Keeper at? This hand's like
Yeah.
okay, right? You have, I mean, Telemancer's not exactly pressure, but it's quite good against Pando, and if it's in Mez's deck, Lantern Fox. And you can try and go for a turn 3 Cron with the Provoke, preventing your opponent from taking monotiles.
That's true. I mean, it kind of you've got kind of a little bit of a rough turn one with just the Hearth Sister, especially against stuff like Gotatsu, stuff like Battle Pando. It
Yeah.
doesn't quite match it super well.
Yeah, Spear Gotatsu is a massive punish. But you can ship Death Grip and maybe the Charge. Because Charge is not as good against. Well, I guess if
Yeah,
you draw into Charge Scorn, you can just kill your opponent.
yeah, but that's like 9 mana, and these games aren't going 9. They're burning you down at like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I feel like
Well,
it's possibly a little long, especially since they have ways to clear the charges pretty effectively.
if Mez plays a
Um,
Pando, you can Luminous Charge and hit the Pando
it's
for
true,
5 mana,
true, but
10
that's
damage out of hand.
relying on your opponent, so
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if that's 100% correct.
But Pando is the sort of card you just throw out. Mez hasn't seen Luminous Charge yet. So that is actually maybe a legit thing to do. But I think replacing it's probably a good idea. Oh,
Yeah.
shipping the Tethermancer. Interesting. Right.
Wonder. I mean, I think you replace a Kron here
Oh, yeah, easy.
because, like you said, actually, the crypto BBS turn one is not bad, and Mana Death Grip is one of the best ways you have to punish that. I don't know that I'd keep the Mana Death Grip super far beyond then, but
Yeah.
for a specific build then.
Answering Crypto is worth it. Ooh, Thunderhorn.
So it is. There's no arbitrage to give the Thunderhorn to your opponent and hit it to proc all the charges then. Really. Yeah. No, so this is they're gonna get off that punish if they want to. Doesn't mean they
Yeah.
don't pull up anything though, because their hand is all 4 drops.
Yeah, it's not a massive punish. We need to draw Mentor or something here.
I mean, that being said, like you,
Oh, that's good. Play that instead.
it is. Yeah, I guess you play that though. It kind of makes me question, having
It's
like
because
how much good does Mana Death Grip really usually do? It hasn't really done much
and the 4/4
this
just
game,
kind of
but I guess it's
dies.
against the deck.
Yeah. Yeah, the 4/4 just kind of dies, and now you can't play Kron next turn.
Yeah,
Whereas,
I think I liked playing the Scorn a bit more defensively than like Errol chose to.
yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yeah, he could have also taken the tile, like Errol was saying.
Yeah. Yeah, that works, because then you get to stick the... Miz doesn't get to stick the Geomancer. Oh, there's the Mentor. A turn late.
Yep.
Mez's hand is looking awesome as well.
There isn't a great way to clear the Geomancer. I suppose, sticking a Primus Shield Master is like a pretty decent one. But I'd be a little bit worried about like a Thunderbomb.
Yeah. That face attack
that's a
is
very clean kill.
pretty bold as well. Although, to be fair, Mez doesn't have... So I guess the Rocket Up Terror does clear there. Oh, the Ghost Lightning is a good draw as well. Can Ghost Lightning and Spelljammer now.
I mean, neither Ghost Lightning or Rocketoptera feels quite as good as Thunderbomb, but yeah, the Ghost Lightning into Spelljammer to keep applying pressure, you can keep your Geomancer as a 5/1.
Yeah.
Which, can die to Mana Death Grip, but then they're not playing any threats. At most, they're playing like a Mentor and not BBSing, and that's like pretty rough.
Yeah. You can also... I mean, you can punch the 3/6 with Reva, but I think it's probably a bit risky. Given that Carl is playing A, Fey, and B aggressively.
Yeah.
Although you do end up with the board lead here from the Spelljammer. Interesting positioning.
Backing off.
Rez is actually afraid of the face attacks there.
Yeah.
I think I might have put the...
Dang, but what if a Mesmerize? pull Mez into the row or into
That
the
would be
column,
hilarious.
and then just like mentor BBS, BBS. I guess you don't actually have the mana to do all of that. You only get one BBS off. Still,
It's a good death grip though.
it's like a decent death grip. It's not necessarily where I want to be, but not bad. Like I mean, I guess. Well, you got 2 mentors, so you'll be able to use up your extra mana. It is good in that it deals with the 5/1. I like being able to kill my opponent's 5/1s.
Yeah, I don't like. I definitely don't want to take the damage there. Plus,
Yeah.
it frees up the attack to hit the Spelljammer, which, since you have the Azure Herald, is not terrible. Drawing the Scorn there completes the picture as well. Like, if the Spelljammer hits face here, you can kill it with the obviously the Azure Herald if it's still alive, but the Scorn.
Yeah. Also, dang, Rusty Rat, subscribing with a tier 1 sub. Thank you. That 250 will go towards the prize pool.
Nice. Thanks, Rusty Rat.
Thanks a lot. And you get the sweet Miltdew 3 rope emote.
That sounds like an emote I need. I rope
Exactly.
constantly.
And I'm on the Meltdown Town account, so I can spam it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of being on my account where I am not subbed.
Streamer sub to thyself.
Yeah, basically it's the thing about having multiple accounts that I'm a part of. It'd be giving Twitch 250 for me to sub to my own account. Which is not exactly where I want to be, especially when I have access to the emote anyways.
Scorn is looking hot.
Yeah. No. Getting both those gears off.
No, don't crypto. BBS first.
There you go.
Probably still don't crypto. Play the Healing Mystic instead. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
No,
no,
crypto.
All right. Then what's that BBS?
I guess it frees up mana.
It also guarantees that they'll be able to kill the Crescent Spear next turn, which is not a bad place to be.
Yeah, I mean, you can crypto next turn, was my thinking.
It does tell Mez that, they're only going to have 1 turn left with this spear.
Yeah. It's true. But on the flip side, it also dies to the Rocket Up Terror, whereas the Healing Mystic might demand an attack or a more powerful card.
It's true.
His hand is rubbish, though. Like that. They started out with a really good hand, and they've just sort of cycled it into nothing. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, they can at least, clear the board with the Ghost Lightning and Phoenix Fire Face.
Yeah, 8 gates Ghost Lightning or Ghost Lightning Rocket Up Terror. Yeah, with the 8 gates you can rock the face as well.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Get the most out of the Crescent Spear.
Yeah, and then back off and put the Azure Herald between you, or actually, the going face.
No, yeah, you want to get the extra 1 damage off on the spear. I think this is correct.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry,
put the Your God into Link Girl.
Screen was a little slow, so yeah, that seems good. Putting them to 3.
Yeah. Put them to 3. You've got BBS up in 2 turns, which is kind of really rough, actually.
Well, so Phoenix Fire is lethal, Crypto is lethal, the Azure Herald not dying is lethal.
Yeah, so Kron coming down.
Many things are lethal. Inner Focus is lethal. Yeah, Kron will put a stop to most of that. Kron, Azure Herald, BBS.
I somehow do not see. Kron plus healing minion, which there are 2.
Kron Herald BBS is.
I don't really see Inner Focus coming out of the 8-gate stack.
No,
especially since
it's a
single lantern.
It's lethal.
It's true. Yeah, even around Kron, it would be lethal, but I don't think it's lethal around Kron plus Azure Herald. Yeah, Azure Herald is too much healing.
It's going to be pretty hard for Mez to win from here with the 5 healing in Carl's hand.
Yeah. No, I think that this is that kind of swing turn where Mez is only able to push Link Herald down to 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they're at 14. There is a bit of time, but their hand is just so mediocre right now.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen someone play Kron and not replace, like on purpose, as opposed to me where I replace and then play him all the time.
So that's an interesting position to be in because
It makes sense, right?
you know
Like you need the healing so that you can outlast Phoenix Fires. Like with the healing mystic, you can survive BBS crypto BBS next turn because you probably don't have
yeah.
lethal, and then the
So
memento helps you win, and everything else is like kind of meh.
so here's my thought: is that you're keeping healing mystic because it's healing. You're keeping bloodbound mentor because you're expecting it to get 2 extra damage in, but 2 extra damage in is also the amount off of Kron. Um,
Yeah,
off of the Kron 2/2 if they don't kill a 2/2.
that's true. That is true.
So it feels to me like, unless you're expecting them to kill the 2/2, which, they could do, but unless you're kind of making the play expecting them to, I don't think you keep the mentor.
Yeah, no, I can see that. That seems good. You double mentor here, filth. Playing the other mentor far away seems odd. I think I might have played it next to the Spelljammer to gum up the
Yeah.
board a bit more. Like you need to prevent things from hitting you. Or maybe they're going to play the healing mystic there. Just anything really. Oh wait, no, this is lethal. Oh yeah, sorry, this is lethal, isn't it?
Oh, it's lethal.
Unless I'm. No, yeah, it's lethal. Yeah, double mentor is lethal.
Yeah. Easy. I
Wow.
wasn't even counting.
Warbird, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess. Well, no. Holding on to that still did the same amount of damage. It was still 2 extra damage, which the Kron
Would
2/2
have done
would have
anyway.
been able to do.
Yeah, yeah. I think replacing is still the better option. But
Yeah.
before
Now,
we finish
I,
discussing
I
this,
feel
give me.
like we missed lethal because we
Oh,
were
it's too
talking
good.
about the last turn still.
Oh yeah, standard. I mean, I do that when I'm
Yeah,
streaming all the
I'm a
time.
Christmas tree.
Um, right. So the next match, we have Icy Fire 95 versus Improbable Blob. Icy has renamed themselves Yankee Echo Echo Tango in true youthful memeing fashion.
Yep.
But yeah,
Well,
it's
the
it's
kids
it's Icy
say,
Fire. Kids these days.
what you gonna do with them? Kids these
Um,
days are up to such nonsense. I like to think of ourselves as from a more refined time. I don't actually know how old you are.
I'm 28. I'm probably older than most of the duelist community.
All right.
I'm like
But you
ancient.
are closer to my age than Icy is to my age,
I
because I'm
think
24.
that probably also applies to a lot of us. Icy is a
Icy
youth
is
of
a young.
today. Um, where are we? So Blob. We're gonna get Icy on the main.
That means
Blob on
Riv
the
is one
side.
year older than I am. Makuta is 3 years older than Riv.
Ah, man, and he was like a game developer and everything. What am I doing with my life?
Hey, I've also been a game developer. I've done professional game development.
What am I doing with my life? To be fair, my job is quite cool. I work for a 3D printing company. That's quite neat.
Oh, yeah. I have a friend from high school who made a lot of money working at a 3D printing company.
Really,
Yeah.
like owning
Uh,
a 3D printing company, or just like did they have
they
a
they
very high
do some
salary?
weird thing, but all I know is that my friend who is from his year told me that, like, when they got back together after college and like said hi, he was talking about how, like, yeah, I'm just gonna go out and buy a brand new car because I don't know what to do with all this money.
Holy
And I
crap!
was like, that's a lot
What?
of money coming from slightly less off.
It's like, excuse me, princess. So we're up. We have a bit of the old Magmar on Magmar action. We've got Blob on Starhorn and Icy on Ragnora.
Yep,
Looks like
Icy has
I want to
Icy's been
say,
championing Zabul's Ragnora.
yeah, I was going to say this is A, this is obviously Egmar. It's not Wanderer because there's two of these, and B,
Yep.
that's a Zabiul thing. This dampening wave. Zab has enthused to me about the power of dampening wave, which, to be fair, is very, very good with Rippers. If you have a Ripper in play, your opponent plays Wanderer, you dampening wave it, your Ripper hits it, you hit it, it dies. 0 mana, kill your 7/7. Pretty good. Obviously, dogs have to line up for that, but if your opponent's not expecting it, bam. Right in the kisser.
Riv disagrees. Riv says dampening wave is still bad.
It may be,
But Riv,
I mean, it doesn't do anything else, but I think the high roll potential is there. I suspect it's one of the many, many cards where if your opponent expects it, it gets a lot worse. Like Star's Fury, right? Star's Fury is great, but it's great because no one plays it. And if people started picking it up because it was great, it would become bad again.
It's also interesting. What do I think about this hand? Honestly, it's pretty mediocre.
Other than, like, obviously it sucks. Like, this is the worst hand I've ever seen in my life. Like, I see just like Alt F4 uninstall the game. This is rubbish. No, so you keep a lot of those, right?
You've still got answers and stuff. And, like, the thing about Zabby's list is that it doesn't actually, it plays a pretty hefty amount of spells and stuff, spells and artifacts and things. So it's not like it needs a turn one minion all the time because it's obviously been doing well without it. But I think you probably...
Does it play flash?
I'm tempted to say you pitch a Lava Lance and a Dampening Wave just because if you're having a hand like this, like, I feel like having a swing turn with Makantor is really important, so maybe holding on to one isn't a bad thing. Yeah. That being said, maybe double Lava Lance is better. Maybe you pitch the Egg Morph and the Dampening Wave because, like, what are you going to be Egg Morphing out of Starhorn?
Yeah,
really?
I was going to say, I don't think
like,
the
look
Egg
at
anything.
Improbable Blob's hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the Morph actually hits anything relevant. Like, you can't even Morph a Decimus, whereas... keeping the Dampening Wave, wow. That is an endorsement of Dampening Wave.
Spelljammer,
oh, nice.
BBS, Lava Lance, easy.
Them's fighting words. Though, keeping Dampening Wave over...
Over a second Lava Lance? Yeah.
Yeah, there it goes.
Well, no, not keeping up.
How does this interact with enemy rebirth minions?
So I believe it depends on who attacks. I think if Blob attacks, then they get the egg. If Icy attacks, they get the egg.
Fair enough. Interesting. I've managed to not play the side screen. Let me just fast forward that real quick.
So we can't see Blob's hand.
Yeah, I was like, wow, they didn't play the Kajata. That's weird. And then I must have replaced it. All right. I think we're back in line. We should be. I'll just move some monitors around so I can check. Damn it.
Hey, you're moving me around. Also, I'm hoping that somebody has informed Rockin as they pinged me that we're casting. Thanks, Galaroo. For, informing Rockin that the things that the announcement says are going on are in fact going on. I mean, there's links to the stream in the Discord. Could I have the OBS again so I can see the board?
Sorry, just I paused it while I was getting the resynchronization back. There we go.
Alrighty.
This game needs a double spectator mode. I would love that so much. Alright, so this is kind of developing, I guess, almost passively, like both players just chucking down minions and not really being able to make trades because of all the rebirth. Blob playing around Rage Reactor. Wow, actual no attacks. Because again, I guess there's just no profitable way to kill it. But now Blob gets to clear the Rage Binder, which is nice.
Yeah.
Also, Mandrake's doing nothing.
I like Mandrake. I don't know if Mandrake is the perfect card for Starhorn, but I think Mandrake is a cool card.
Mandrake's friggin' awesome.
Yeah. It creates very powerful swing turns.
Yeah. I have it in Wanderer because I saw it in Rive's list and I was like, that's sick as hell.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that? So what do you do here? Do you run out the naked Decimus and hope? No, it'll get Lava Lance. Do you know that, right?
Yeah,
So
no, not against this.
do
I
you
think
Primus Fist and kill the
maybe.
healthy Ragebinder? Is that
Well,
ever a
you can Primus
consideration?
Feast and kill the Spelljammer if you want to.
Um. Oh wait, yeah, sorry,
Mandrake
that's
with
the wrong.
Wrath.
I misread
Uh,
whose Ragebinder was whose. Yeah, yeah, this is great. I think you.
but okay, Alpha is actually saying that usually cards will overwrite based on who attacks first, but they think that Rage Reactor always overwrites.
Hmm. Oh, like
So
Dark Transformation. Well, no. So I'm not sure about this Primus Fist positioning actually, because it does play into the Rage Reactor. Like you could have put it there.
I mean, that being
Um.
said, it might have been trying to like tempt the Rage Reactor onto the 3 health minion instead of the Rage Binder.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. That'll be what it is because IC has an attack anyway. Yeah, of course. Ignore me.
Also, man, if Icy had a like interceptor,
Off,
this could be such a brutal turn.
off, off. Yeah,
That makes sense.
Wild Inceptor is amazing. Man, both these players playing just like the same cards. I'm losing track of whose is whose.
Well, now their hands are completely different, so
That's good. Well, no, they're both holding a War Beast.
both on the War
But
Beast.
surprise, surprise, Makanto players play Makanto.
Yep.
I meant to say Magma players play Makanto. My joke made itself. Yeah, this is a good War Beast here.
Yeah, no, you just War Beast, and then you get War Beasted.
Oh yeah, he has played into that pretty convincingly.
I mean, there
That's
wasn't
kind of
really
okay.
a way that Blob could play around it. Play around the counter War Beast.
No, I guess you can trade Primus Fist into Spelljammer and then use natural selection on it, but then you don't develop anything. And
Yeah.
Mandrake's finally
Also,
looking relevant.
this is
Ooh,
like just lethal for Icy if Blob doesn't get lethal right here. Because Icy's got
yes.
BDS Egmore Fortitude. Dead.
Yep, they have the mana for it.
That's 14.
That body blocker isn't going to be enough, is it? Oof. GG.
Nope. And we like up until Ragnar's release, man, people complained about the burst out of Starhorn, but
Yeah. I
just not
built
even comparable.
I built a Kolmar deck with Ragnora and just like burst combos. So Inceptor Fortitude, um, Elucidator, Thumping Wave, and 2 drops. So
Yeah.
you play Kolmar and then your deck is 14 cards and all of them kill your opponent. And I stopped playing it because it was too boring because it would just win every game in the same way. Like it was too effective. There wasn't any real play to it. You just like play your Kolmar and then you hit them for 10 and then you hit them for 10 and you win. And that was it. Like, it was remarkably consistent.
Well, you see, that's the thing about the Arcanist Hate Furnace deck I've been working on. It's
Oh
got
yeah,
like 3 or 4 separate ways it can kill people.
I like it.
So I will say the matches are pretty non-linear, feeling in terms of how you win at least.
Yeah. All right, let's see if
But,
I can do a slightly better job of following who is who this time, and also synchronizing the matches.
yeah.
That was 0 for 2 for me on competence that
Dang,
round.
Jim with the five pogs and 5 bits.
Wait, Pogs are a thing now? Or do they just type
Oh.
PogChamp in chat 5 times? Because I can get behind that as well.
It's like I don't know. There's animated PogChamp heads and 5 bits, so I think
Ooh.
it's like a bit emote or something. I don't really know how those work, but there are in fact 5 PogChamps.
I think the idea of like making money by selling animated emotes is like maybe the most modern business model you can imagine. Like by selling
Yeah.
animated emotes on your live video game streaming service that's freely available for randomers like me to stream video games from their house.
Yeah.
The
Dang, now Jim with the
world is
100,
crazy.
100 bit gamma. That's $1.05 going into the prize pool once I bug Dalbaz to put it there.
Thank you so much, Jim, and your Pog championess.
Yeah, man, much appreciated.
All right,
PogChamp.
so now we have Icy on the left, Blob on the right. I'm still
Yep.
struggling to tell them apart. You think with the
Well,
amount
only
of
one of them
magma
plays
I've
the weapon
played,
charm. If that makes it easier on you.
So this hand is looking okay.
So Blob can play their entire hand without taking any mana tiles. That's something to be said on turn 1.
Oh yeah, then you lose. But yeah, you
Yes,
can.
you do lose. But you can play your entire hand on turn 1.
What do you actually do? I
I don't
like
think
Primus
you
Fist on
can
tile and
play
then
turn 1.
Kujata behind. Probably.
Maybe. I mean, I think you replace either a Kujata or Flash and maybe a Primus.
Yeah, I agree. I would keep the Flash because it's good for later, for surprise Decimus combos.
Yeah, well, I'd actually
That's
replace
a
the
good
Flash for
example.
that reason. I'd rather draw into it later than have it right now.
Yeah,
That
that's
being
true.
said, Riv does bring up a good point, which is you should play your whole hand turn 1 because you intimidate them into conceding to you.
But what if they... Whoa, replacing both Kujatas, wow. But what if they just, like, scorn you and then you die?
But I mean, no, they don't. They concede out of intimidation.
Out of just, like,
Riv,
sheer
oh, my
respect.
guy.
It's like, yeah, I can get behind that. Well done. You did it.
All
Yeah,
right,
this is
well,
looking nice.
I see.
Drop that Ragebinder.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't think I like
it's kind
the
of funny how
defensive
defensively you have to
play,
play
though.
the Ragebinder like into the Rage Reactor.
Oh, yeah, because it dies to Blood Tear or Lava Lance now, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Man, I'm
and
just
then
not
they
used
get
to
the
playing
egg.
Ragebinder safely. That's not what
Yeah,
Ragebinder's for. It is the 3-drop that you can play aggressively. That's what it does. Yeah, I like in the natural selection here then. Do you Primus and go face? Like, I guess... So Blob is sort of embracing the fact that Icy is gonna get an egg off the Rage Reactor. You may as well force him to take a bunch of damage doing it.
yeah. No, force them to take 8. That
Yeah.
seems fine.
And break the artifact in the process. Or, help to.
Yeah. And Lava Lance still being a broken card.
Oh, yep.
As the Improbable Blob using 2 mana to have to take out something, whereas Icy gets to do it in 1.
Yeah. Lava Lance is awesome. I mean, Punch natural selection is looking good. Kujata also good. Yeah, I mean, Punch natural selection Kujata seems like a fine turn here.
So, I mean, how good is Kujata, really?
I mean, it helps with Decimus Burst. It helps with swing turns. I guess if you don't have...
It just doesn't seem like it's doing very much out of Blob's deck. I mean, they've
No,
replaced it, they've played it, they've replaced it again, they've not played it again.
it's just there to help you dump your hand, I suspect. Things looking pretty good for Icy here. Has the time to take a passive turn. Interesting line there coming after the Silithar. I might have moved downwards, taken the Monotile, and played the egg on this square. Still safe, but you deny, well, among other things, Makanta Warbeast from Blob this turn.
Well, you don't deny Macantor. Macantor is 6 mana.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong side. Yeah, that's true. You deny Dessa Spikes, although that's massively relevant. But it's not nothing.
Yeah, I feel like you're actually kind of okay, like, taking a Dessa Spikes, just because, that's usually their combo.
Well, it
It's, like,
destroys the
difficult
artifacts
to
and
get another one.
draws more cards. Like, I think that would actually be pretty good. If I was Blob and
Yeah,
had the
also,
opportunity to do that,
we'll
I
see
would
the Rage
fire that off
Reactor
in a flash.
interaction now, because
Yeah, that's true.
Blob is getting to attack with it, so we'll see who gets the egg.
It's the biggest young Silithar ever. Hulk smash. That is Blob's egg, I believe. Yeah,
Yep,
that's a
okay, so it
Silithar.
is just whoever attacks.
Cool. I mean,
Confirmed that Alpha Centauri was wrong.
for the first time. I see looking in the danger zone here. If Blob can just rip her spikes, this game's over.
It's true. It's
Icy's
true.
hand is amazing,
Although
though.
Icy also has like a fair amount of burst damage in hand.
Yeah.
They've got
Can they do it
5,
this turn? I
6,
don't
7,
think so.
8. No, I don't think this turn.
So you what?
They've
Punch
got
the
6,
egg.
6, 7, 8, and then they have 18 damage this turn if they'd wanted. Only 18.
Amateur numbers. I wonder if it would have been better to punch the egg there and have the Warbeast take 2 damage. Rip.
To get yourself an egg? Yeah, I could actually see that. I don't think the Warbeast being at 4 is majorly different than the Warbeast being at 2. So I
No.
think I actually
Like,
play.
if Blob hits it, that's fine. Then they're not hitting the eggs.
Yeah.
Is it spikes? It's not spikes.
No
Rip
spikes.
Blob.
Yep. Bloppy Boy is gonna get egged out.
Here lies Starhorn, 2016 to 2018.
Yep.
We'll miss him dearly. I mean, I guess Blob doesn't necessarily know, obviously, that this is lethal, but you can't be feeling good about this.
You always know. They always have the fortitude.
Yeah. Icy's had all the time in the world to draw into it as well.
Yeah. Minecraft. So the Meltdown League has a different caster every league. As far as how long Makuta has been a part of Meltdown Town, Makuta actually joined Meltdown Town in the playoffs of the last Team Wars. So that wasn't necessarily a caster, although you did do a little bit of casting since we were the casters for that event.
I did, and I helped out with a podcast.
Yeah, no, that's true. But that's not a Meltdown
ago.
Town related thing. That's actually Duel Essential related.
Oh, that's true.
We just stream it on the Meltdown Town stream. So, but yeah, Rip Starhorn taken out by the more OP
Eggmar.
Yeah.
It has more board control, more flood, more like nut draws, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to say that you are correct in playing a different Magmar general other than Ragnar right now. There are some instances where I think Vath is better, but I feel like a lot of what the Starhorn decks want to do is just done better by Ragnara. And I mean, like, yeah, you have to be within like a few spaces to get your combos off, but it's really not that hard to get to.
So we have a small problem here, which is that I can only view this next match from one side. So we're going to be looking at Jim9137 versus Helgen, but Helgen hasn't added me.
That's fine. That's fine.
So we'll just do the one-sided version.
Yeah, we'll just have our resident burb.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to the matchup, I agree completely. I think Ragnara gives you, obviously you don't have as much draw, but you get more ways to combo, which makes it, I think, overall more consistent than Dasahorn. There's more ways to set it up as well.
And does more damage.
Yeah. But even outside of that, like, there's more things that can play around it, right? You can use provokes and stuff to avert it. Not that that happens very often, but it is... I think the ability of Ragnara to, like, partially combo off is much stronger than the Desahorn deck. Like, the Desahorn deck, you play some normal stuff and you draw cards and you fight for board and you get in some chip damage. With the Ragnara deck, you can combo off air quotes by just, like, playing a Progenitor on turn 2 or 3 and making a bunch of stuff. And if your opponent doesn't have an AoE, then they die anyway.
Also, like, Ragnar's BBS is game-ending on its own, whereas Starhorn's is, like, incredibly mediocre on its own.
Yeah, agreed.
So, like, you have this BBS that is a, like, win con in some of the strongest decks in the meta, has combo potential to deal more damage with less mana, is just... I like, I don't know. I do kind of agree with the people who have said that, Rippers are a bit OP, because I think they are. The stuff you can do with them. I mean, I think I don't really want to nerf them too much. I would be fine with nerfing them to a 2/1 Celerity Rebirth. I know some people want to take out Celerity altogether. I feel like that makes the decks much weaker, and, like, they are counterable. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you can have pings and really just make their day miserable. You know, if you're a Vitruvian, you can play fifth Canopic and make their days miserable.
As
'Cause
from the other side, I feel Agmar is eminently beatable. Strong, but beatable. Um, like especially so I mostly play Wanderer for my Ragnora fix, and that matchup is pretty good because you have a bunch of AOE, and
yeah.
Rippers are quite good against Rippers. Like one of the
It's
best
also
ways to clear eggs is with little celerity minions that don't cost you cards.
yeah. Also, the thing about the Wanderer versus Egmar matchup, this isn't giving the matchup nearly enough credit, but one of the little things about it is that your Rippers are better at clearing their Rippers than their Rippers are at clearing your Rippers, because you can clear
Yes.
their eggs and hit something, whereas if their Ripper runs into your eggs have one attack.
Yes.
So,
Um,
small
and
thing about that matchup.
also like the Wanderer deck plays AOE that can clear eggs, and Egmar doesn't. Right?
Yeah,
Egmar just plays Rebuke.
yeah.
I've seen
If
builds with
if
Koopa
at
Bomb.
all playing
I
Rebuke, like I
think.
don't think Zapiol's list, which is the more popular one right now,
Yeah.
plays any Rebuke. I don't think Rivs does either, actually.
Wow, zero Rebukes, huh? Wow. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, whereas like Blistering, Scorn, and Crater are fantastic, and then even like worse but still good cards such as Blood Tear Alchemist and Fizzling Mystic can help.
Yeah, no.
But anyway, let's
All right.
move on to our next match, shall we? We've got some pretty interesting stuff here. What do you think about this?
Well, I can say that I've almost never seen Red Steel Minos in uh,
Xerix.
Lyrics. I like the Wild Tar Astral phasing. If anything, it's cute.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
And
course.
it does satisfy Jin's propensity for burbs. So
What is this? I
that's
mean, this
our
must be some kind of mid-range tempo list, maybe
yeah.
playing
I
Minos
don't know.
instead of like Cell Soul type cards. I mean, Minos is pretty good. I guess Vet don't have that many solid 4 drops. I have played a ton of Fault in relatively recent times, and I like your 2 drops are fantastic, and your 5 and 6 drops are fantastic, and the in between just kind of sucks.
I think Elementor is a good 4 drop. I am contested
Yeah,
on
that's
this
true.
by many people, but
No, Alamance
I
is
still
good.
believe in Elementor in like mid-rangey list.
Yeah, card is super solid. What would you replace here? I think the phasing is probably unnecessary, even though you have the pig. I guess to be fair, actually,
I
game one they won't see this coming, right? So you probably keep the
yeah.
pig, ship both Minoses.
Yeah, yeah, I think you can ship both Minos. You either ship both Minos or you ship the Astral Phasing and
Hmm.
oh, they ship the
I
Blood of
don't really
Air.
like shipping Blood of Air game one against Maeve because if they're oh wow if they're playing Quest Maeve, you really want to be able to Blood of Air the Sarlacc. It
Yeah,
slows them down quite a lot. So Gem's playing a lot of draw with golems and
yeah.
spelljammers in order to set
Dream
up.
Gazer.
So I
Yeah,
guess
Dream
maybe the
Gazers.
deck tops out at 5, perhaps, and maybe is playing a lot of 2 drops. We might see Dust Drinker or something.
I know that Gem has been playing like Imara, so this might just be like a mid-range list.
It seems odd to play spelljammers in that sort of list, though.
Yeah, all the Astral Phasings.
In the
So do you just
world.
like slam a defensive piggy here? Probably try and get a big play next turn.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you wanna put the pig in the back, and then your opponent will go and kill the Dream Shaper.
That being said, I don't think you want to play the pig like way in the back because I feel like that gives away the Astral Phasing a little bit. I like this where you're playing it,
Yeah,
next to your general,
where it's
just
like
sort of
threatening a tile.
nearby. Yeah,
Yeah, that position. Yeah, I don't like playing it behind Xerix because the Azahorn Shaman can kill itself on it. Oh, that's
yeah.
a weird line.
Oh, that is a weird line.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like
he's
making it easy to kill the Azahorn Shaman is probably a bit greedy. Plus, you're not really blocking the tile in any meaningful way because the um, Ether Monster can do the job,
yeah.
and there's another tile available. I guess the other tile is guarded by the pig.
Also, it's interesting that Helgen is playing Aethermancer in like what looks like a pretty standard Mave list.
I like it. Although it's not. That said, it's not trial Mave, is it? It's just normal Mave. So yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
is
just
odd.
not.
It could be a weird Arcanist build. Like there could be a the Nitro Death Knell late game in there, but
I
that
doubt
feels
that.
suspect. Yeah.
Yeah. Link Arrow, there's no hand for Helgen because Helgen is not friends with SonofMakuta.
Yeah.
So
Sorry. Helgen presumably
no
didn't see the
hands for
message in
Helgen.
time. We just have to guess at what they're playing.
We're speculating. We're in Jim's position from however many days ago this is happening.
Which, to be
It's
fair, I
just
think
where
having a
we are.
mix of both in coverage streams is quite nice. Neko. So, okay,
Yeah.
we are looking at some kind of Dying Wish build. And as expected, there's the Azahorn Shaman killing itself.
It's kind of unfortunate that you can't actually kill anything with just the pig because they only attacked once,
Yeah,
which is like fairly reasonable. I understand not attacking a bunch into a pig.
yeah. I mean, phasing gives you that bonus health, so phasing it in, hitting Maeve in the face, and then killing the Ether Monster isn't terrible. And then BBSing.
Yeah,
But,
like kill the other monster. You could also kill the Nekomata so they can't kill the pig without attacking into it twice,
yeah, true.
which I think I like a little bit more.
Well, they can't do that anyway, right? It'll be 7 health after attacking.
That's true. That's true.
So they can charge everything into it, although, again, you can punch the Ether Master.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think maybe the Minos is better, though. I think I might prefer the Minos here. Still, this isn't. Oh yeah, sorry, 8 health, not 7, because it can hit the Ether Master. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Nah,
it's
I'm like pretty happy with this.
yeah, it's good tempo. Um, it is rough if your opponent happens to be playing Punish, but it's pretty good against. Like they no longer have a. I guess they can ritual banishing the Nekomata. That's not bad for them.
That's not great for them though. Like they can't even trade it with like your face or the
Yeah,
dervish or anything.
they
And
don't, they don't
I
get any
yeah, I
value.
like getting value out of the pig before it gets like ritual banishing or anything.
Yeah.
Wow,
Um,
Riv, that good joke. Good joke.
what I really want to see here is Helgen demonic lures the pig, attacks face with the Nekomata, kills the tutu, and then gets blown up by the second phasing. Like that would be so funny.
But like, why would they get blown up by the second phasing? Why wouldn't Jim just fly it over again?
Oh yeah, it still has flying, doesn't it? It's not just this one
Yeah, flying
turn.
doesn't last more than a turn
Oh my
on
god.
Astro.
That is hilarious. It's a weird bug with Lurking Fear where it doesn't change the mana numbers instantly.
Does it not?
Yeah, they're updated now, but there was
Yeah.
like a weird lag. It was like after May have moved,
Yeah.
it updated the mana.
Replay bugs abound.
No, I've seen it in games as well. I think it's actually happened to
Yeah.
me
Okay.
personally before.
Fair enough. Well, both players can draw an inordinate amount of cards should they desire to.
That is generally something I personally desire. I have no problem with this play. Fill them up.
Interesting. So they're playing crypto as well with the red steel.
That feels like going too deep to me, but maybe I'm missing something.
I mean, if you're going to be playing Minos, you might as well go a bit deeper, I think.
Well, it's not bad as just like a 4/5 and a 2/2 for 4 mana. It's like Kron without provoke, basically, right? That's still solid.
Yeah.
Playing the crypto as a body is odd. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't play Dreamshaper here.
Well, you burn a card off Dreamshaper is a thought.
Oh yeah, you do.
You're
That's
either
true.
burning your BBS refreshment or you're burning a card off crypto or off of
Yeah,
your Dreamshaper.
yeah,
Is
that's right.
kind of
Sorry,
the decision to be made.
I miscounted. This is looking pretty good for Jim. Nice board lead, which Maeve tends to struggle with. Leading in hand as well. So they're just like well ahead on every respect here. Board, life, hand, tempo. It's going to be hard for Maeve to come back from this one.
Yeah. Now, Alpha brings up a good point as to why didn't Jim kill both the minions on the bottom with the pig instead of with the Iron Dervish,
Yeah,
and
that's a good shout.
really have a great reason for that. I mean, you could have killed the Nekomata too. You could have thrown the Iron Dervish into the Nekomata, killed the other three with the pig. I think that probably would be better.
Yeah, maybe they had some really strong reason for wanting to stand on that bottom corner, but I doubt it. Ah, the pig finally dies.
Yep.
Not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping the Maeve would
You're
mind lathe it, because I
flying.
wanted to see what would happen.
You want to see what happened if what?
If Maeve mind lathed it, that would be funny.
Yeah.
Alright, Helgen has pulled this back pretty well, actually.
Yeah. I mean,
They're gonna
having
have...
multiple Nekomatas dying with 2 Lurking Fear procs already.
Yeah. It's more just the board clear. Like, the golems are now out of the way, so they're kind of irrelevant other than for triggering this Dream Shaper.
Yeah.
The introduction of Desolator, like the Nekomata doing work there by basically pulling utility death rattles out of Dying Wishes out of Helgen's deck, which is, as a card, Nekomata is kind of clunky, so it's nice to see it actually doing something. This is pretty awkward for Jim. I guess the Thunderhorn is an okay play. Like, you can safely put it in.
It is okay. I mean, yeah, you can try and set up your second astral phasing.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't feel like I like the corner metallurgist.
Yeah, that doesn't seem worth it. Like, the card isn't that valuable.
Yeah.
And another option might have just been to drop the Wind Slicer and kill the Cacophonos now.
Yeah, take 7, but
like, you're taking 7 anyway,
that
so
seems like a way to die to Desolators, honestly.
that's true. I guess this way you're walking out of range of Dezo.
Yeah.
Thunderhorn in the corner. But, like, Dezo can still get Maliced. Like, it can, or just trade with the Dream Shaper. And clearing the 7/4 before it gets 4 more health might have been a good idea. Yeah, wow. I was just saying that, like, Maeve doesn't have a whole ton of ways to swing back a board deficit like that, and they then proceed to do.
I mean, all Maeve really ever needs is a Furor Chakram to swing back a board deficit.
Well, not when you have, like, nothing in play, but yeah.
Not if you have nothing, but even if you have, like, one thing that you can stick. And, given the position of Jim's stuff, it was pretty easy to, like, stick a thing.
That's true.
But, like, how I feel about this, because now, if nothing else, you can just sort of, like, swing the Dream Shaper. Well, they had a chance to not allow them to swing the Dream Shaper in, but then they didn't take it and killed the 7/2 Cacophonus.
Well, I think they wanted the Cacophonus needs to be here so that the other Cacophonus can be next to the Thunderhorn.
But you could have put the Husk to the left or left and up, and then you would have blocked off the Dream Shaper from being able to smack the 7/2.
Yeah, I like putting the Husk here.
More awkward. Especially if you don't have a way to kill the Azure Horn.
Desolator's a lovely body blocker. Yeah, do they have... Presumably not.
Well, they're still not body blocking. Like, they're letting the Cacophonus die.
Yep. Which, yeah, does seem very odd. Oh, that's a good draw.
That is a really good draw, actually.
That's a hell of a draw, that is.
Yeah, Helgen's down to 2 cards in hand? Sure.
Oh, woof. Yeah. I mean, it's not perfect, just because Helgen, however you say it, does have a bunch of stuff. Just like
not blocking
stuff still out. But yeah, that seems like an odd position.
Yeah, I think I'd block the Husk.
Yeah,
from
just,
down to 0x. You're at 16. Like, they're not valuing you out, so they're going to be tempoing you out if they're going to be killing you.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you don't need the 7/7 to not die. You've got loads of resources in hand here. You just need Xerix to not die.
Yeah.
Like, with 2 Nekos gone, Maeve's card draw is going to be relatively limited. Like, they may be running Vellum Scry, but that's probably, like, maybe they have Spelljammers, but that's, they're not going to have much. Chances are. And hopefully they don't have another Desolator. Oh, that's a card.
That's later, but that
you know
is...
what?
Well,
You
I
did-
mean, that's going to die to Blood of Air.
Did just draw Blood of Air last
Pretty
time.
easy answer.
How
Oh, they
did
do have
not
the
go
Death
face
later,
with the
though. Actually,
14?
this is kind of interesting in choosing whether to... choosing what to remove with Blood of Air. Because one of them is inevitable, but one of them is, like, you know, giant and going to kill you next turn.
No, you have to kill the Reaver. I guess you
Yeah.
can Astral Phasing the EMP and hit it, and hope the Wraithlings don't spawn nearby.
And hope they don't draw Fear Chakram.
And hope they don't draw Firo Chakram. And then BOA the Dezo and kill the 4-2 with it. That's also pretty good, actually,
Yeah.
to be fair.
I kind of almost like that play more.
Yeah.
Just since you're at 14, but you're up, like, 5 cards against them.
Dezo is...
Like, I feel like you can deal with 6 Wraithlings. I mean, you've got, like, Wild Tar as well.
Yeah. No, they didn't
Like,
go
you
for
know,
it.
Wild Tar is great at cleaning up Wraithlings. There's not a lot Maeve can do with Wraithlings outside of the... outside of Pure Chakram. You know, they only have,
Yeah.
well, 1 card then, 2 cards now, because they didn't remove the Desolator.
You can just tuck yourself in a corner. Like, having hopefully removed... Like, again, unless they find the third Dezo.
Yeah. Although Jim is going with Rift's play, which is do that smack
Going
face. But
I
I like this play a little bit
It
less.
sets up
Like,
lethal.
guys, I guess they've only got 1 Caconophus
Oh, it doesn't set
left
up
to
lethal.
with EMP. And, like, flying EMP is a pretty difficult thing to remove.
Well, they probably have Ritual Banishing as well.
I don't know if they do. If they're playing Caconophus, I feel like Maeve doesn't necessarily play a ton of removal, and if they do, their secondary removal is probably
Probably
demonic lore instead of
Fair point.
ritual banishing.
Right
Well,
to the Undervault.
That doesn't do a hell of a lot against a flying EMP, but I guess they've
Unless
got
it finds
3
Ritual Banishing. Or a 2-mana Cacophonos.
Yeah,
Both of which are in... Well, we don't know about the Banishing, but the Cacophonos is definitely in Maeve's deck.
yeah.
Drawing 4 cards is a good way to dig for it. Yep, there it is. Oh!
Yep.
Brutal. The other thing with the EMP face play is it doesn't actually set up lethal.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, dang, Alpha, I realized, called the shot on the right of the Undervault.
Nice. I mean, I used to play right with Lurking Fear Maeve. It's quite powerful.
Mm.
Oh, Star. That Scarab.
I mean, but
Spicy boy.
your opponent just drew 6 cards. You knew they had a Desolator in hand before. I don't think you can just develop a defensive Scarab here.
Can you do anything else?
I mean,
I was just
I
happy
guess
to
you
see
can
a
do
Starhold Starfire
Wild
Scarab.
Tar plus Scarab.
Yeah,
That's a pretty strong.
like body block with the pig and play a Scarab.
Yeah, because Pig trains the Husk.
Really win otherwise? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there it
There
goes.
you go.
Because like without doing this, it's 1-off lethal on board. Helgen may have found the third Desolator. Or no, they have enough mana. Yeah, it's lethal on board. So now you're forcing Helgen to have a removal spell for the pig, and if they're not playing Ritual Banishing, then there's a
They keep
decent
playing
chance
Demonic
they can't.
Lure.
If they don't have
Like,
Lure.
Demonic Lure is lethal.
If they have Lure, they don't necessarily have the mana to Dezo Malice Dezo.
That's true.
Unless they found the third one and it's discounted.
Oh, it looks like Helgen is running away.
Yeah, that seems like an odd runaway. Iron Clad.
That is sort of a beating, but I don't know why they played it next to themselves and not in Urix's face.
Yeah.
That's where I want my Husk.
Yeah. Oh, that was good.
Yeah, Riv's right. That's the 10. I don't know how many zeros that is. Is that trillion or like something above trillion, quadrillion, whatever IQ plays. Ironclad to deal with the or King Scarab. Truly ahead of their time.
Very weird positioning from Helgen here.
Yeah.
Like, I would much rather play all of those just surrounding Xerix.
Yeah,
There's
right?
the Blood of Air, and now Jim's...
Like, what are they blocking themselves off from that's 9 damage out of hand that isn't Star's Fury because you're on the other side of the board?
Yeah.
Like, you sort of created this turtling game. Oh, astral phasing. The third astral phasing.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, that's not lethal, though. Like, what... They have to do...
Yeah, I do think this is being a bit defensive.
Damage
a bit more defensive than it would be. And, you know, if you had all this in Jim's face, like, 2 of those 3 would be lethal.
Yeah. Second right, though. Holy moly. Helgen's going to lose to fatigue at this point. They're just going to stand far away from each other and draw cards. Jim needs to play that Spelljammer.
Yeah, Spelljammer for the lethal.
More lurking phase. The anti-fatigue tech. Nightmare Operant.
But that being said, the pro-fatigue tech is Void Reaver and Nekomata being in play. Or Void Reaver.
No, it's fine. If you've already drawn and played all your Dying Wish minions, it doesn't matter. That iPad's looking pretty good, actually, because it's going to kill that Red Steel Minos off. I mean, both players on even hands now. Neither of them really in a position to do anything. This Thunderhorn is good, because it'll... Like, if Helgen's playing around the 3rd phasing, Thunderhorn's going to put the Fear of God into him. Although I guess it's also a good way of telling them that you don't actually have the 3rd phasing, because if you play it and they don't die, then, you know...
Yeah.
You're kind of quite literally revealing your hand at that point.
So, I think here I kind of like trading the Minos with the Ironclad.
Why so? Just to clear it,
just
so you can play other stuff.
It would clear off the Ironclad and it would get the Dispel out of the way before the Ironclad's able to dispel anything else.
Yeah. But I think actually what they did might be better, because now you can punch the Ironclad with the Scarab. Oh, they didn't do that. Okay. I was going to say, you can punch the Ironclad with the Scarab. The Minos becomes a 2/2, which still trades with the Void Hunter.
I like how we've both gotten the name of that card wrong, but like...
There's a lot of cards called Void something in this game. Yeah, I don't really like playing the Thunderhorn here. Spelljammer seems fine, though. You get to draw a card and then it gets dispelled.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
I mean...
They got to dispel it. There are single-digit cards in deck.
Yeah. This Ironclad's got an okay chance of hitting the face.
Yeah.
Depending on
whether... pretty big, since Desolator is the win con of choice.
Wait, why is the Scarab... No, ignore me. Oh, that Flyer could get in 1 damage from far away if Helgen moves. Is this actually going to go to fatigue?
I mean, I don't see how it can't go to fatigue with like Desolators in the mix, and somebody
Desolator exactly nullifies fatigue.
Yeah.
Helgen's still drawing cards. I admire this commitment, digging for that Desolator.
But I mean, shouldn't there still be 2 Desolators? I don't know.
There's 1, I think. 1 got dispelled. There probably was 1 in their hand, though.
Oh, there's the Chakram.
Looking good.
Talking about losing to Chakram for a while.
Crunch.
Well, I guess the Ironclad did end up trading with the Red Steel Menace. Not from the side I'd liked, but did end up happening.
There's the Desert.
Gotta just...
There's the other Desert question mark? No, another Void Hunter. Drawing more cards! My god.
I mean, if Jim can dispel this Desolator, there might actually be a shot at it.
Yeah. But Helgen still has
Do they
another
have one
one.
Desolator left?
I think there's another one left in the deck, if I recall correctly,
Yeah.
because one of
No,
them
this
got
is so risky
EMP'd.
on Helgen's part not choosing to BBS the
The
Desolator
Desolator.
and put it back in their own hand.
Yeah, I can
Like you
understand them not wanting to
Blood of Air.
lose chakram charges.
You do
Like,
lose Chakram charge. What's your Chakram doing?
yeah, well, I was going to
Like,
say, the chakram didn't actually do anything.
2/4.
Like, you can trade the Ironclad with the 5/2. It makes the
Mm.
Red Steel Manos into a 2/2. So you deny your opponent having a couple of 2/2s, that's it.
Yeah, that does not seem amazing.
Jim now drawing some early game. Blood Tier Alchemist
Yep.
showing up for the first time. Another Ironclad.
Glad. Still
Dispelling the
not putting the
Thunderhorn.
Desolator back in hand.
God
Dang.
3 Ironclads in the deck. 3.
Full
Hardcore.
Ironclad.
Another Vorpal, nice,
Or
nice.
and a Vorpal Reaver.
Doesn't
Yeah.
seem to be any Reaper of Nine Moons in this deck.
Polarity and Rebirth. Or not Rebirth, but I hear Vorpal Reaver would be good with Rebirth.
Just a bit. Woof. What you gonna do now, Jim?
Yeah, this is not looking great for our intrepid bird.
Oh!
Well, that looks great for our intrepid bird.
Yes,
Uh,
EMP.
I see your Ironclad and raise you an EMP.
Oh, baby.
Oh man, this punishment for not putting the Desolator back in their hand.
Helgen, would you like to concede?
I mean, do they still have
Do
a
they still have
Desolator?
another, I think they still have another Desolator, yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, I can see them not wanting to Malice the Desert that turn, because, again, if you're playing around Astral Phasing, Dispelling the Thunderhorn is quite valuable, but
You're so much more likely to lose the game to not killing off or not like saving your Desolator than you are to losing the game to the third Astral Phasing. And like you don't even lose the game, you're at
You take
9.
4. Yeah, it kills the things and you take 4.
You
do
take
then
4
have
and
to
you
deal
have
with a 4/5 Thunderhorn in your face.
yeah.
Removal remaining, so I can see it. I think there's an argument for it. What you got now, Helgen? Yes, the third Deso. Right, this time they're actually malicing it. Oh, it's gonna get there. Next turn is lethal.
However, if they replay it, Jim has a chance to replace into like the third Blood of Air or something, and then
don't replay it. Okay, they didn't replay it. It's good.
All right.
Oh, they're just clearing a bunch of stuff with Chakram. Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jim,
there,
you gotta go find something.
Right. Follow up that EMP with As a Herald. Come on, Jim, you can do this. That Sandbag Desolator, though, amazing. No! I think that's going to be game.
Yeah.
GG. Helgen with 3 cards left in their deck.
Yep. But you know, this is why we were talking about earlier how we felt like you could deal with the Wraithlings off of that Vorpal Reaver, but you really should have gotten rid of the Desolator with the Blood of Air. I mean, you know, Desolator is how they win these long games.
Yeah.
And you had the tools to answer Wraithlings. They had like very few cards in hand that could have been Fear Chakram at that point, I believe.
Desolator's
they had 2
the
cards
best Abyssian
right
card,
at the Undervault.
Right?
Hmm?
Desolator's like probably the best Abyssian card, right? Like, I remember when it was spoiled and people were talking about how it was rubbish and too slow. It's like, no, it's great. It gives you
I argued with the Meltdown Town people over how good Desolator is going to be. Because I felt like, you know, this thing, it's a 4-life swing opening gambit, doesn't die, like, has a lot of value. And they're like, how can anything for 4 mana with a 3/1 stat line be good?
Yeah, that was the main argument against it. It's quite interesting, the whole discussion. Like, a lot of people thought it was bad.
Man, a lot of people think that stat lines are the be-all, end-all of whether or not minions are good. I mean, I had the same argument with them over Sandswell Reader being good.
Really?
It's like, how can a 3/4 for 5 ever be good? And it's like, it's a freaking Hailstone Prison that creates incremental value and has a 3/4 body for 5. Like, Hailstone Prison plus a 3/4 is 5 mana on its own. In 1 card increases the value of that, like, even higher. And then, like, having a sand tile, like, yeah, we hadn't used them before, but I like getting free 2/2, like, 3/4 free. Like, Yes, I think this card is going to be insane.
It is always hard to tell how good cards are going to be before they come out.
Yeah.
God, this is so much
And yeah,
easier when you don't have to do the other hand. Amazing.
and so yes, Icicle. The vast majority of the time, Desolator is not a great turn 2 play, but how a card is played on turn 2 is not the be all end all of whether or not a card is good.
Hmm.
So.
Oh, we're going to see a turn 2 Minos. That's nice. That's a good card.
Okay. So I'm actually going to go off on this rant a little bit. When we were actually playing in the playoffs of the Team Wars, Demi Remy was with us too, and they were playing AggroCast for us. And we actually, a lot of the times, made the decision to play the turn 2 Deso because it allowed us to keep more burst in hand. So I think in AggroCast, turn 2 Deso can actually be pretty good, just because it can allow you to like build up burst without expending cards, and they still have to put resources into killing it. It was a 3-1 at that time, but
Yeah, I'll buy
still,
that.
I think that it was a fairly powerful play. And Standard might have still been a thing then. I think Standard was still a thing. Oh wait, but okay, so yeah, we were enforcing Standard ourselves rather than the friendly games enforcing Standard.
Yeah.
At that time.
Something interesting about this is because of the way the previous game went, Jim has now seen Helgen's entire deck. I mean, I guess Helgen's seen most of Jim's, but
both players have a very good idea of what the other one is playing.
Yeah, but Helgen doesn't actually know whether Jim has 3 astral phasings or not. It's like this dirty Harry thing. It's like, did I play 3 astral phasings or only 2? Because Jim could reasonably have not drawn the third one or not played the third one. Where, especially as Helgen was blocking themselves off, so Jim might have just been sandbagging it. So, there you go, turn 2 Desolator. Actually looking fairly solid.
Yeah.
It is exposed to Blood of Air, but Jim doesn't have it. We're going to see Kron not care about that possibility. Not sure I like replacing the Dream Shaper there. Oh, I guess you have the Windstrike as a golem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that the Frenzy one? The worst one? No, Flying. Flying's okay.
Yeah, Flying's fine. Frenzy actually wouldn't be too bad here. It trade into a Huskwell.
I guess, yeah.
Get some damage off.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd actually be pretty good with Astral Phasing. This is the worst one for Astral Phasing.
Oh, yeah.
But I actually think I think oftentimes the Provoke Prisoner is the worst one because they can pick it off through Kron.
That's true.
Kron protects all their prisoners except Provoke.
Yeah. I don't tend to mind that, though. I don't really mind it absorbing an attack and wasting time if they're going to kill the Kron anyway. Whereas if I'm expecting to stick a Kron, I don't really care what prisoner I get because I'm sticking a Kron.
Yeah,
I've won the game anyway. If they can't remove a 4/5 for 5, I'm probably doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I really like where Kron is at now after the nerf.
So do I. No, it's been a long time. I've missed Kron. I loved Kron when they were in their original form. Then I was really sad when they got nerfed to oblivion. But having them back, I don't know. I really enjoy the cards, the solid 5-drop mid-range threat that a lot of decks have kind of wanted. Dang, the Ironclad coming down and dispelling the Kron and the Minos.
That doesn't. Oh, actually, yeah, getting the Minos as well is pretty good.
It doesn't dispel the Desolator.
No?
Desolator goes back to hand.
I mean, a 6-mana 4/4 that EMPs one-sidedly, that's quite a good card. And it can be less. There it was discounted. It was a 5-mana 4/4. Yeah.
And it dealt you 2 damage, but yeah, I mean it's a tech thing. I don't know if I go so far as to say it's really good. It's done some good work here, but this is a deck that is specifically throwing buffs on minions, and I think that gives it a little bit more value. I mean, I guess it's pretty good against eggs too, though. So
yeah, no, I mean,
as we are pretty relevant and in position, it just lets you dispel a full board of eggs. It's actually a really good progenitor counter, possibly, because they just make their board of eggs, and then you just dispel it before they thought you'd be able to EMP.
Yeah,
which is very difficult for Knave to do.
Generally, spending cards on dispelling stuff is not very good, right? Sunbloom is a necessary evil more than it is anything else. But spending like getting it as a free bonus on minions is quite nice. Lightbender
Yeah.
is, you know, reasonable. You can play a Lightbender and just dispel like one thing or snipe a mana tile, and that's not actually that bad. And then when, you know, the bigger the bodies get, like a 4/4 is fairly respectable. Obviously, EMP is great even if there's nothing else on board because it's huge.
Yeah.
Especially before it was nerfed, like it was a 9/9. You basically had a Dragonbone Golem with an
Yeah.
incredible upside.
Drybone Golem TM.
Oh yeah, sorry. Why did they change that? I
Like
some rumor about it being for the Chinese market or something. But...
copyright reasons for the Bamco like publisher partnership.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I remember Kolos even playing Lightbender in Creep Castava. So yes, they're definitely powerful minions with spell on them.
That was back in the day though. Like that
was back in the day.
Was smaller.
Oh man, they drew the Mechazor.
Saddest Mechazor because it directly gives Jim lethal. Like.
Yeah, no, that's lethal.
All right, good.
Also, I want to say I love Windstriker as a card. I think it sees very little play, but I think it's a very solid 4-drop in a lot of Golem decks that are trying to be like a bit more rigid or even aggro. Like I played it in the aggro Xerix deck that I played before Falcius was nerfed. Very solid there. It does a lot. It doesn't like, you know, no single part of it looks amazing, but altogether it does a lot of like useful things. Is my experience with Windshaper.
That's really
Windstrike.
I'll have to play it more often. The fact that it also often costs 3 is a big upside as well. Because you've got Metallurgists and Celebrants to play it on turn 2 more easily. Right, let's do the spoiler hiding and find me around 3. Game 3 even.
Oh man, okay, so chat. When I post the week 6 cast, there is one game that Dalbaz and I cast where we have the waiting screen up the entire time.
Oh no!
We cast the entire game without realizing it, and so we have a commentary there, and then we play it again at 2 times speed with less commentary. So if you want to skip that, it will in fact be the entire game. You'll just have like, you know, a podcast of us saying what happened.
It's like Duelist by audio.
Yeah.
Oh, you should get like Stephen Fry or something to read an audiobook version of Duelist. Also, check out this big flying boy.
Yeah, that is in fact the biggest burb.
Yeah, who we didn't see at all in the game where Jim drew 2/3 of their deck.
And Helgen drew like 85% of their deck.
Whatever percent it was. Whoa. Oh no, yeah, you got the...
Hey, Rip, I am the least quality producer. I have to produce on a potato laptop that can't even stream from here because of internet quality and general strength. And so, you know, we lost our main producer, which is fine, but we make do with what we have. You know, maybe one day when Meltdown Town makes it big, we can pay people for professional quality production, but, you know, until then... We'll scrape by with what we can do.
Don't really understand not taking the tile here, to be honest. Like, you're not protecting it from anything by positioning it there. And I think taking the tile and preventing...
You're threatening to ramp into 5 mana in 2 places now. Like, if you've taken the tile, then you can draw next turn.
Yeah, I guess it's not actually that easy for Helgen to play 3 minions in one go.
Yeah. You know, unless they do this and play their entire hand.
Well, exactly. They've already played 1 Lurking Fear, so it is actually possible, but...
They've actually played 2 already.
Yeah, as in the previous turn. They obviously played 1 in that turn. Because, like, if they'd gone, you know, Cryptographer, Azorhorn Shaman or something, you get ruined. Although I guess they can do that anyway. Yeah, I guess it's a fairly... I don't really like Helgen not contesting any of the tiles, though. That seems odd. You're still getting hit for 4 if Jim wants.
Yeah. And Rockin',
this is 6 drop like an Amara or something if they're running it, but more likely just a Kron with...
Or a bunch of golems and draw a bunch of cards. Either really works.
Yeah.
But Rockin' was talking about how this time was EU friendly, and I was going to point out that yes, this time is EU friendly because my caster is in Britain. My co-caster is in Britain, so I'm going to do an EU-friendly cast time.
Yeah, can confirm. Letting the Minos die here is a bit sad. Like, it probably wasn't worth punching a carrion collector to let the Minos get killed when it
Yeah,
can snowball so much
no,
later on.
especially because also you sacrificed the Wind Striker. In addition,
Oh yeah,
you're not blocking the Minos, and the Necomata can kill the Striker.
yeah, definitely an overcommitment there. And it even gives Helgen positional options, like the Nakamata can go in several places, so you can go up diagonally up and then put something above Xerix to block access to that tile if you want.
Yeah.
They aren't, but you could.
All right, drawing more off that. This actually isn't amazing without follow-up. I guess they're gonna have follow-up though, because their deck is
Yeah,
discounted by 3.
yeah, they've played.
This,
Yeah, they've played 3 Lurking Fears, haven't they?
yeah.
So there should be something. To be fair, their hand could be like 2 Vorpals to right of the Underworld, but that's basically the only situation where they don't have a play.
Yeah. Also, chat is having an interesting discussion about whether or not to have Blood Averred last turn on either the Necomata or on the Carrion Crawler. I feel like that's an interesting discussion to be had.
I don't think you
But
ever
can't have it.
Blood of Air Carrion Caller, but I think Blood of Airing the Necomata is actually a really good shout.
So Riv disagrees with you. Riv thinks that Blood of Air isn't optimal normally, or pretty much in any case, but definitely not on the Necomata, possibly on the Carrion Crawler. And I think I'm inclined to agree. I think I like it on the Carrion Crawler just since, you know, they've got more draw than they do Lurking Fear effects, and every Lurking Fear effect kind of like is higher impact than like a single draw effect. Like, you know,
Ish.
for the rest of the game, they're going to be able to utilize all their draw spells way better because it has a third discount on things now.
Yeah, but I think going from 2 to 3 Lurking Fears is just gravy, whereas given the opportunity, like, if they don't have another Neko in hand, or a right, you know, there's like 4 or 5 cards they could have. I don't know how many rights they're playing, but there's 4 or 5 cards they could have in hand that punish you for Blood of Airing the Neko. But even then, they still have to like actually play it. So they play Neko and maybe pass or Malice it.
And,
And I think that's still like it gives you an opportunity to actually interact with their game plan in a real sense. Whereas removing a third Lurking Fear proc, like at some point they're going to have enough mana to play all their cards, especially if you've denied them card draw.
yeah.
Whereas if you
I
remove
don't know.
carrying,
It's an interesting discussion. The discussion's actually still going on in chat, and lots of people are disagreeing on what the play was that turn. And I feel like
yeah, I
those
think
kind of plays don't necessarily happen all that often, which is kind of neat for such a like, you know, early play. Like, what do
yeah.
you do in this situation?
Well, so another option is to BOA the Necomata, hit the Dervish into the face and run off. Like, force them to expend a Malice on the Carrion Crawler, or you know, like deny them the ability to attack it into you. I don't know if they had Malice up at that turn. I've forgotten already, but
Yeah, I mean, it was a few turns ago.
and like as it is, you've also like by letting the Necomata get consuming rebirth, Helgen's now got gas forever, and Jim's going to be
Yeah,
behind on resources. Whereas Blood of Airing the Necomata would have effectively denied them like 4 cards.
yeah. I mean, there's also the fact that if the Minos and the Windstriker hadn't been sacrificed, then I think there could have been a very strong aggressive play that didn't Blood of Air either thing. And just
Yeah,
like, you know, try to push some damage into face and then use Blood of Air to stop whatever tried to uh, block off stuff. So I think I actually would go for the aggressive play and not play Blood of Air that turn.
that's fair.
The 2-mana Vorpal Reaver.
Dece. Of note, Necomata can also draw more Carrion Callers in some circumstances, so they may be able to get both off the Neko. I think Blood of Airing, if you're gonna Blood of Air, I think you Blood of Air the Neko, and I think you can back off a bit with the Minos and then still push next turn, having like protected your snowbally large minion. Oh, that's brutal.
Well,
Fortunately, saving the Blood of Air did allow us to do that.
this is true, but that's the kind
But
of play where you've
not
already
a lot
lost.
else. Yeah.
Like,
A lot else.
look at this board. Uh, like, you know, we know the kind of cards that Helgen is playing is like, you know, 6 mana, draw 6, play like 3 things that cost 0. uh,
Yeah.
they're still at 12 health.
Yeah, if Helgen's got it right, this game is over. As it is, I don't know how Jim wins.
I
Like, I
mean,
guess
they could
he.
have a right, they could have a Necromata, they could have a Desolator, they could have
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Like, Jim's plan here is what? Like, draw into EMP Astral Phasing and hope?
draw into Swarm King Scarab and Prey, I think.
Yeah, Storm King Scarab would do it.
Yeah. But we've only saw one Swarm King Scarab. So,
Yeah. And Helgen may be able to push up and Cacophonos it anyway, with the amount of hardware they have in play. But it depends. To be fair, they don't have Helgen doesn't have a massive turn this turn. They've either got 2 cards. I mean, those 2 cards could be Vaporeivers, in which case Jim is dead, or they can be a right, in which case you're passing. I guess
probably
no, because you
dead.
play 4 Lurking Fears.
Yeah.
Helgen's just gonna like draw 4 cards and then cast them all.
Yep.
Oh man,
Like, the chance that Helgen burns a card is very low, despite the fact that they are on 0 mana.
I love this deck so much when it works. Oh,
Yeah, it's a very greedy deck, but,
it's
you know,
great though. I used to
very
play it when
strong mid game if you can draw your Lurking Fears. It does rely on Lurking Fear a bit too heavily, and here I'm not too worried about Helgen losing a losing a Desolator.
Helgen's lack of body blocking is concerning me. Like, you are allowing Jim to walk down and play stuff near you there, which is that, you know, they're probably not going to get away
Jim
with
wants
doing
to
that.
play
But
stuff near them, then Jim's gonna die.
yeah, but I think you want to surround Jim rather than preventing them from running away. Like, if they run towards the top, whatever, they're dead anyway.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're playing around Star's Fury
That's fair.
as a way to kind of
Not that Stars Fury does a
build
lot
back a
here.
little bit of tempo.
Yeah.
Not that I think that it's super likely that it would do anything, but
This is going to be the saddest Dream Shaper ever. Boom, boom,
yeah,
boom. You could have just BBS'd instead, like.
yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think the flying's gonna
Oh.
quite get there. Certainly not now.
Press F to pay respects.
Yeah, I think Helgen
Get
isn't looking for
out.
what to do. Helgen's looking if there is lethal to be found.
Oh my god. Poor Jim. I feel bad for them, but like, as a long-time Lurking Fear aficionado, I am loving this. Still with 6 cards in hand. Oh my god. That phasing game. I mean, the Blood of Air is not bad, but
Yes,
it
it
doesn't
is.
really do anything still.
Yeah, Jim taking the hit, you know, ending this on their own terms.
Woof.
I like it. I like it.
That was rough. Brutalized. Wow. That was very interesting. Jim's deck is odd. Like, astral phasing
Yeah.
big boy mid-range Xerix. And like,
Yep.
if you said to me, oh yeah, they were playing big boy mid-range Xerix, I would expect like Nimbus or a Mara Healer or something like that, you know. No,
Yeah.
no, no.
No,
Not
a
even
lot of
Sandswell
neutral.
Reader. No Sandswells.
Yeah, no Sandstorm reader.
Just Red Steel Minos and Cryptographer.
Dang it, Jim! You gotta make their cards fly. Fly back to their hand. That is.
Yeah, it's weird. I wonder if you could build a version where you cut the Minoses and the phasings and things, and you just put in like cards that had those abilities to start with. So you play Cell Soul instead of Minos because it's already a 4/5. Or
I remember Monk Business for a time. So Monk's Business loathes Vitruvian,
Okay.
as does Henry Gator. Both of them loathe it. But for a time, Monk was playing this like really janky Sinister Silhouette Cosmic Flesh deck that I actually used to on the ladder against him.
Oh my
That felt
goodness.
really bad because that deck was so janky.
That is wonderful.
Yeah. All right. So for our last game of today, we've got Bragai and Zabiul
Bit of a title fight here.
going with the Eggs versus the Wandering Eggs.
I'm a big fan of both of these players. Great players. Sterling human
Yep.
beings.
coming into
all
this
over it.
league, Braga was the pack leader. So
Yeah, I can see that. I think they were top of the standings last week.
yeah,
And just
yeah, they're top
generally,
of the last 2 weeks actually, I believe.
I don't remember honestly.
Easy enough to check out at some point.
Yeah,
But like new standings are going up probably within 48 hours. So
sweet. It was either Bry or Draco
yeah,
who's been floating around the top spot. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this, especially as
yeah. The Zabby's actually been climbing well. They were like 5 or 6 as of last week,
on
so
the oh
they're
nice.
certainly not far from the top. So this is an interesting match to say the least.
So Zab is a clear favorite in this matchup, owing to having the Mark II Ragnora skin, whereas Bryguy is slumming it with the Mark One, which is
It's
obviously
true.
an
It's true.
inferior
Also, as
choice.
you can see, Zabuel is in S rank, whereas Braga is only in silver.
That also explains why Zaviel has opened crates and Bryguy has not. So what do you think
Well,
of this
also
hand?
we know that Zabuel is one with the egg, so it is understandable that they have that mark too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I should probably craft the Mark II rag myself.
Not having all the Mark twos, I even have the Songhai Mark twos, and I don't have Shidai unlocked.
Oh, the Shidai.
Come on, my
What?
guy.
How do you not have Shidai unlocked?
I don't play Songhai.
Have you? Oh mate, Shidai Arcanist is so fun. It's worth it. Seriously, great fun.
I mean,
Um,
I don't play Songhai.
I'm still
I had
not
a
allowed back
donation
on.
goal for $100. I would get Songhai to S rank,
That
but it
sounds
didn't make
worth
it,
doing.
so I still don't have to play Songhai.
Someone with £100 to burn, please get our hacker to play Songhai. All right. So
Well,
what do we think of this
if I
hand?
have to deck with Songhai, I just use my alt, my Songhai alt, which I have to do that. I don't know if they have Shidai unlocked. I haven't played them in a while.
So here I'm looking to Metallurgist turn one, probably Saber Spine on turn two, which isn't great. We want to find Lava Slasher would be the ideal draw. A three
Yeah, I
drop in
mean, I
case
think
this
you
gets
just
killed.
Pitch Earth Sphere, and then either Tiger or Healing Mystic, and say I'm gonna
Yeah,
play with what I get afterwards.
definitely ditch Earth Sphere. It's not actually that good in this matchup. I think there's an argument for ditching the Warbeast because as it is, you don't have a guaranteed turn two play if this gets Lava Lanced, and being able to play something is a lot better than playing nothing. Whereas with Warbeast, if
I
you
think I'd
draw
argue
the
that pitching
one
is better
flash,
than like I don't know. I really like keeping Macantor when I'm playing Wanderer because it's the thing that they don't really play around it nearly as much because
that
they're
is
like,
true.
oh, what are that they have it, and then on 6 mana I play Warbeast, or on 7 mana I play a 5/5 Warbeast, and they're like, man, they had it. And it's
Yeah.
like, yes,
On the flip side, I think having early game tools is really vital against Egmore or any aggressive and/or board flood deck. And Warbeast doesn't come down till turn five,
that's
which
probably true, but I don't think that Saberspine Tiger counts as that really. Like if my 4 mana play is Saberspine Tiger into their thing, and that thing isn't an unprotected egg, that's not a very strong play.
well, that's the thing. You can use it to kill an egg, and
You
you can
can,
also
but
use it
that's
to.
that they've like gotten cryptographer. Like it's a
Yeah.
situational one. Whereas you'd be just as well off if you replaced into a Blood Tear or a Scorn or a Crater or a Lava Lance or
Oh, of
a
course. I mean,
Maw or a Fizzling Mystic.
if we
In fact, you'd be
draw,
better off with just about all of those.
if we know we're drawing a good card, I'm snap replacing the Healing Mystic. Like the cards I want to replace are Earthsphere, Healing Mystic. I'm just wondering how much is it worth hedging against not hitting?
I think I'd pitch Earthsphere Tiger. I think Tiger's better as a 4/3 post Wanderer than it is as a tool early game. I think that, yeah.
That's
Ha!
fair. Looks like Bryguy
Easy
probably agrees. Looks like Bryguy agrees. All right,
game.
and
Oh,
ships
and
the
they pitched
Warbeast
him
to
again.
snap
That
off.
doesn't even matter. They
I
weren't
do think the
fighting.
Warbeast is the probably the like a relatively easy replace. Oh yes,
Just a
Bryguy.
slash.
All right, one time no lava lance.
However,
Zab does have lava
Zabuel
lance in
doesn't have
hand.
Dominion to be slash. Oh wait. Oh, we haven't hit play on
Oh god damn it!
Zabuel.
Why am I so bad at this?
And this is actually a really awkward lava slasher now because of the Zoetic charm, meaning that you can't clear it.
Oh yeah, that's a Zoetic. Rough. Looking good from Zab here. All right, should be in sync.
Riv hating on the slasher as they've been known to do in recent times. Oh no, Brad Guy, are you
Oh no,
reading
they spot it?
how the wedding charm works? My guy, this is how you get down.
No!
Yeah, you slapped that force field egg.
Oh no.
Oops.
I mean,
Brad Guy's so greedy.
the 4-5 isn't bad, but obviously
But
it would
it's
have been
worse
better to
than
play
a
Thunderhorn.
4-7.
It is also a lot worse than a 4-7.
It is also worse than a Hailstone Golem. Why not just run Hailstone Golem?
True that. Oh, here comes the dampening wave.
The wave lets them clear it, and the Spelljammer lets them redraw. Oh wait, but Riv, how do you hate both cards? Because you hate Dampening Wave and you hate Lava Slasher. So which one is worse? Obviously Lava Slasher.
I mean, Riv is like probably like an inch from turning off the stream in disgust at all these terrible cards, right? So what are we doing here from Bright Guy?
Zabiel's letting their charm get hit twice instead of 0 times by standing in their place.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Small
Bright
thing.
can actually clear the charm here.
Yeah.
I can't do a ton else. Like deploying. Deploying the Celebrant's pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. They call them
has
Bright Guy
changed.
Flash Wanderer every time 77.
I really like that Bry also has a Celebrant here. So leaving the charm up.
Yeah. Leaving the charm up, but you get to
You get to play the Celebrant, smack face. There's the option
Splash
of blood tearing. I don't know if I like the blood tear. I think
I think I like putting down the egg better.
Yeah, I think egg is better because the blood tear can be used next turn to either kill the charm or like you can kill the charm by surprise. Which seems better
Zappy would be really well played.
Oh no! Okay, they're killing the Spelljammer. I still prefer the egg.
No, they're not killing. Oh, okay, they are killing the Spelljammer. Maybe it looks like they thought they had mana to do or to egg as well.
Maybe yeah. Yeah, I much prefer the egg there.
Yeah.
That was a nice big swing turn from Briar.
Zappy's hand is pretty kind of awkward though. Force fields are a huge deal right now.
Yeah.
Like, Zappy can just Progenitor, get another Silithar egg, and BBS, and hope that that's enough to carry them.
Yeah. Rage Reactor. It's quite an interesting draw, actually.
Yeah.
Like, is it worth it? Probably not. So you can, like, D-Wave... If you don't play Progenitor, you can Rage Reactor, Lava Lance the 7/5, then D-Wave it. But it's probably better to just get a 5/4. You get an egg anyway. This is very interesting. It's a bit awkward. Like, Bragai's made a couple of mistakes, but Zab is really close to just running out of stuff.
Yeah.
This play looks kind of good, but like,
yeah,
Bragai can probably still just crack the artifacts, and at that point, these eggs are dead.
Well,
probably.
The artifact is pretty difficult, and it gives Zabiel another river egg. Like, they can't actually crack either.
Oh, you're right. Huh. Morin Kerr. Nice.
That's not what you need right now. But imagine if Braga had played the egg instead of the
I know. It's so sad. It's so sad.
They could have just like cleared this egg and then traded with the Silithar, and then cleared the Silithar egg with the other two and developed like a Thunderhorn.
Yeah. No, I feel bad because like Braga could be so much better off in this game with just a couple of like, his brain fog.
I mean, it shows how, like, even with something as strong as Flash Wanderer, you can make a few missteps and then other people can capitalize on it, and then you're, not in a great position.
Yeah. I mean, it might also show the Dampening Wave is busted.
I'm sure Zabby loves to hear that.
Zab is winning this game off the back of Dampening Wave, I can tell you that much.
I can tell you that Zab is winning this game off the back of Zoetic Charm, actually.
No, but, like, the Dampening Wave killing Well, yeah, but like the D-Wave killing a 4-5 and a 7-5 is like...
Like, the dampening wave has been very good, but the Zoetic Charm is what's winning this game.
I think all of the elements coming together is realistically what's winning this game. But, devoid of... if I want to make pithy statements instead of being realistic about it... Damping... Oh, no! No, 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 no! 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 Oh, rough.
What happened?
Just attacking with the Blood Tier Alchemist.
Oh, and turning it into a Ripper, yeah.
Yeah, like... Maybe Bright didn't know
come
how it
on,
worked.
I mean...
To be fair, it's often not obvious how artifacts like that work. Like, how if your opponent has a Mind Lathe on and you attack them in your turn, they steal your creature. If your creature has Provoke, for instance, your other creatures won't be able to attack your opponent. And they get to keep it into their turn and counterattack with it. It's really weird. And a lot of these cards, you kind of think of them automatically as like, when it attacks, do things. It really annoys me that Reliquarian makes a bunch of artifacts that all have effects like that, and all of them are different. There's some of them do...
some of them do it on like your hit, on their hit.
Yeah, when you do damage, when you attack or counterattack, like specifically, all sorts of different things. Right, this is like a pretty harsh reply.
Like, Thunderhorn can hit pretty much everything, but pretty much everything is going to have force field.
Yeah.
So...
And even then, Zab's spread out pretty well here.
Yeah. Oh, and Zab's actually...
Oh, no.
So Zab is sacrificing the Silithar egg to kill the Thunder, which I think is fine.
Yeah, that seems fine. So Brian needs to top deck like a god here. I don't know, what can they draw? This Kujata is doing nothing, so I'd ship that. Warbeast is fairly... Well, Warbeast okay, because it breaks the artifacts.
They draw Lightbender, they're actually fine.
Yeah,
Lightbender and hit 3 eggs, punch the last egg, then you're...
How does... So if they play Scorn, it hits the force fields and the Zoetic Charms, so Scorn doesn't work.
Yeah. Actually, if they had kept that Macantor from all that time ago, Macantor would have been a really good play here.
Yeah. But then they might not have drawn other cards that they could have played to try and keep themselves in it. So they get to clear 2 of the eggs here, which is alright. You can Shroud another one, just for the sake of tempo. Yeah, they're actually going for the Morinka play, which I think I agree with. Yeah, this actually clears all the eggs, doesn't it? Right? Like...
I don't know if it clears all of them, but it certainly clears a number of things.
Oh no, because you can't Shroud. So it clears most of them. Oh, and it leaves that Ripper alive, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everything's an egg.
It doesn't actually do that much.
Yeah. Zabby, Oh man, and they were... Oh no, they didn't.
Why didn't it...
Oh, they did row.
Whenever your general deals damage... Oh no!
Oh, it didn't deal damage! It didn't proc the egg! Oh, Zabby! You got him with
variations in artifact wording. This is so disheartening. This sucks. Like, these cards are all just slightly differently functioning.
Well, I mean, okay, so going back to it, we saw that Bragai was in silver, and Zabby's in F. Even good players, when they don't play for a long time, can forget, like, small, like, combinations of words and exactly when something procs. That's something that Zabby is less likely to forget than Bragai is, because they've been playing more recently. Not that they've really been in the position, but I feel like it is less likely if I had to put money on it.
Yeah.
Also, just knowing Zabby's specific, Zabby is an egg player. Like, that's their deck. So I'd be more likely to assume they know the wording on, like, egg cards.
Zab is god of eggs.
But, yeah. No,
I mean, this stuff comes up. Like, I, at one point, tried to aspect of the Ravager a stunned Mana Forger. And the aspect of the Ravager emerged not stunned, but exhausted. And it was like, what is this? I don't understand. So I wasn't sure if it was a bug or not. And, like, the fact that I couldn't attack my opponent's Circulus lost me the game. Like, obviously. So I wasn't sure, like, whether it was a bug or not, whether I could, like, appeal or, ask for a different result. So in the end, it turns out that was actually the intended interaction.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that guy finally cleared the Zoetic Charm, but it was not enough.
rough. Man, that was harsh. Poor Bry guy.
That was hard.
Sad times. Right, let's get Zab on the main screen for game 2.
All right.
Yeah, in terms of the actual matchup, I think Bryce sort of draws post. I don't know if Bryce playing like Scorn or Crater. They have a bunch of cards that I don't have. But their draws past the opening hand were pretty medium.
Yeah.
They didn't really have any good answers. Like something
No,
as simple as a Rust Crawler would have really swung that game.
Yeah, aside from drawing the flash, yeah, Ragai's draw wasn't like amazing, but it was definitely the misplays that punished them more than the draw, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, they had some pretty key questionable misplays in there.
Yeah. And like to be honest, I don't know if I can really call them mistakes from just like not quite knowing how cards work, but I think that forgetting the Zoetic Charm was really big. I've definitely had people do that against me, like they'll kill a Ripper and then forget that it's actually a 1/2.
Yeah.
And then just like either die or shame concede. Like it's because it just I've been there, I've done it the other way around. It feels awful when it happens.
Yeah, it really did. Especially with how long the transforms take on eggs.
Yes.
Like the transformation animation, and then it like pops up and it has force field, and you're like, God damn it! I forgot about that.
I've misclicked or missed lethal many times thanks to rebirth animations.
I mean, I misclicked. I forgot about Amorancur, and I lost game finals of Trials of Mithron. So I am well aware of forgetting how egg generally boosting your general's attack works. So
on the plus side, it looks like Bragai has an actually good hand this time. So hopefully we'll see a bit more action from them.
With the patented Bragai flash opener.
Yeah. Plus an actual relevant card, a Crater.
Yeah.
Very, very, very important. So from Zab's side, what have we got? We've got a Charm, that's good. It's very important against all the AoE. Well, most of it. We've got a Dampening Wave, which is not bad. I mean,
we've got the turn 2 Progenitor. Yeah, we got the 3-card combo out of Zab.
One of the best openings. Like, do you mulligan anything here? I mean, maybe you replace these just looking for...
maybe replace the Dampening Wave, but I think the Zoetic Charm is way too important for this matchup.
That's true. Yeah, no, that's absolutely...
We saw how much work that did. Maybe you even keep the Dampening Wave because, you know, if you're planning on using the Progenitor...
Zab, though, snap replacing the Charm.
Didn't maybe they're like...
Bam, right in there.
Silithire would be my thought, because it's just the stronger turn 1.
Yeah.
Oh man, Zab has the flash.
Flash that Spelljammer. Alright, what's Bryguy doing here? Flame Blood in the middle? That is odd. I guess if you put the Primus in front of it. Yeah.
However, well, Zab doesn't actually get the clear with the Progenitor plus Lava Lance.
That is true.
Because they have to play the Progenitor up over there, so that's actually really good playing the 2/2.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Zab can clear if they just like flash Spelljammer Lava Lance, which might actually be better. Like, smack the 3/2 Lava Lance it, walk forward, kill the Flame Blood, flash Spelljammer, draw a few cards. I think I like that play more.
Well, like, you could Dampening Wave here, but it's not worth it.
Yeah. Plus, like, this protects your Metallurgist.
Mm-hmm.
But, come on, you gotta know that Bragai has the turn 2 Wanderer, so you gotta have as big a board as possible for when that comes down. They're going for the more traditional one. I don't know how I feel about this play in comparison.
Seems okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be real rough though, because Brai's gonna flash Wanderer like right above Zab, and
Turn the 3-1.
Probably just
Oh,
waiting
yeah.
for Denver.
Yeah, I don't know if I like killing this instead of the 3-1.
I think Zap might be trying to save Flash Reincarnation for Juggernaut because I know that's their long game plan against Wanderer post board.
So the trump card.
But
Yeah. Oh, the Warbeast.
I don't know. I feel like playing the Spelljammer and trying to draw into more cards and like you keep the card flow going. You get a board. You deny them the entire board, and both mana tiles are still open.
And then this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's very easy to go, oh, Flash Wanderer. Pfft. Damn it, those lucky Wanderer players with their Flash Wanderer. But like, and then miss things you can actually do to set up for it, to mitigate it just a bit.
Yeah.
Where their Lava Lancing the 3-1 would have been better. And, even if you don't, it protects your Metallurgist a little bit, which is not irrelevant. And it doesn't protect the egg anymore to kill the 2-3.
No, and like the thing about playing it on 4 mana, specifically, is that if Bragai went Flash Wanderer, even if you left both the tiles open, they couldn't Flash Wanderer BBS. Because their BBS isn't up until next turn, and so you wouldn't even be playing into that. They would just be playing a 7/5 Wanderer, and either contesting tiles and having it die to Dampening Wave, or having it not contest tiles, and then you get the tiles, and then you get to do a huge Progenitor, which then dies to a Crater, but not if you... actually, if you took both tiles, I think you could Progenitor plus Zoetic Charm, and then Crater doesn't even clear.
Zabby's hand is an ass as well. I mean, the Charm is good, but the rest of this is pretty... Oh, no. Okay, there's a Ragebinder. Ragebinder is good.
Zabby really needs that Juggernaut. Needs it soon.
Braga looking hot here. Yeah, I don't mind replacing the Shroud there. I think that's fine. I don't think you can replace any of the others. Thunderhorn's a very good draw. You could just, like, drop that in the middle of everything and see if it works, but I think it's quite easy for Zab to space out and play around it. But Thunderhorn BBS is legit. Wherever you put the T-Horn. I quite like that positioning, actually. Only Zab can... Ooh. Wait, Dampening Wave's amazing against Thunderhorn.
Yeah.
Oh, baby! Zabby Hall's a genius. Although there's one downside, which is if Bragai puts it exactly where they just put it, Zabby Hall and the Spelljammer will body block each other. Oh, there's the Jug! Yep. Next turn, Juggernaut.
Well, Juggernaut is weird against Thunderhorn.
Yeah. Yeah. The eggs just respawn.
Would you like play it in the chain but not in the range or something? Oh man, I don't know exactly what you want to be doing.
Time has drawn Plasma Storm finally.
Sure.
So do you like... No, that doesn't work either. Do you just take the 4 or you like hit it? Wait, what?
Oh, Zabby's gonna flash Juggernaut and then smack the Thunderhorn, maybe? No, that's too bold.
Oh yeah, because he gets the discounts from the Metallurgists. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I guess like, do you play this and then maybe you just run away and trade the Spelljammer with the Wanderer? Oh, okay, you do that. Yeah, and then the Spelljammer body
Dampening Wave.
Yeah. Seems
and then Spelljammer plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Bragai does not have a great answer to this Juggernaut, which is not where you want to be.
No. What can Bride draw? Like, are they playing Thumping Wave? Maybe.
So Bragai can delay it a turn with Plasma Storm and clear all the eggs. Clear Zabby's entire board aside from the Juggernaut. And just look for Dispel.
Yeah,
I think that's
good.
their play.
Yeah, I think I like that. Plasma Storm.
Yeah, they keep their entire board. They don't have a way to kill the Juggernaut, fortunately. They can leave
I'm trying to figure out if there's anything you can do with the Ripper, and like it's so close, you can get it done to.
Yeah.
But it's just not worth it.
You don't care how many eggs they get if it's just getting Plasma Stormed away.
Spikes. Yeah, I think the Plasma Storm has to be the line. But maybe there's something you can...
Plasma Storm, look for Dispel.
Can you do...
Not
what
much
actually
else
are these eggs? We've got a Drybone Golem and a Okay, yeah, you've got to kill those.
Yeah.
They are huge.
Right, not going for the Plasma Storm?
They're just playing the War Beast and getting aggressive, huh?
Wow.
I mean, that is an
I
option.
did the
Oh
Zabiel's
no,
at
the Ripper clears the eggs. You don't need to Plasma Storm here.
the Ripper clears the eggs, but
No, this
I
is
guess
good. Yeah, this is good because you get in for
yeah,
5.
yeah,
You
yeah.
wait, what?
No, you keep the Thunderhorn alive, you develop a 5/5.
Was that a misclick?
Was what a misclick.
Killing the Metallurgist instead of
Oh,
this
yeah, just giving him a
5/11.
golem. Brag guy.
What was that about?
Don't give people diamond golems
Is the
is my suggestion.
Was the Metallurgist going to be able to help clear the War Beast? Was that it?
It might have just been a roping thing where it's just like,
Yeah.
2-3, not 0-1.
Or a misclick. Probably a misclick. One downside of Wanderer. Juggernaut gets more eggs.
Yeah, that being said, Brag guy does have lethal here. At
What
the
is
moment,
this?
at least.
That's a
Oh, no, wait, that's Zabiel's hand. I was looking at Zabiel's hand. And Brag guy had lethal.
Oh, woof. Wild Inceptor with Juggernaut eggs. Pretty spicy as well. Going in for the 10. Oh no, hitting 5 and then clearing the War Beast. Seems good.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're winning on board.
Does Bryguy have
Wander
Repulsor Beast? I
minions
think
this
they
big.
do. What can they do? So Bryguy can draw Eggmorph is lethal, Wild Inceptor is lethal. Like Repulsor Beast helps, but they need another 5
Yeah.
damage.
Uh,
Do they have
Tech
Decimus?
Spike. You're probably gonna have to play Tech Spikes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Try and dig some more. You're not dead next turn. No, don't use the fort. Don't use the fort. The
Yeah, I
fort
don't
is
really
like
like using the Fortitude here.
the only thing you have to win.
Probably better to mill
They're
a
just gonna
card.
burn the egg morph and cry.
They'll have Inceptor and Eggmorph in the deck. I assume. Yes, there's an Inceptor. Next turn is lethal.
After one turn
But
turn away.
Zab might just
However,
not be in range.
they also have to have the eggs be in range.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Zab can just run away here and be safe.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what Zabby's gonna do because Zabby, recognizes eggs are dangerous.
Yeah.
So I would assume.
Yeah. I mean, Bragai's doing it right here. Like, if they draw a Dispel, the Juggernaut can be nerfed. Like, Rebuke is okay at this point. That War Beast is a huge draw. Woof. That is a top deck.
Well, there's another one in hand, so
Wait, Zab attacked the wrong thing. Oh no, the Azrael's got Plausible one.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Zabby's disengaged well enough. I think it's over.
I like the Flash Rage Binder, although it doesn't actually protect you from anything.
Yeah.
So maybe not worth it.
Well, it doesn't necessarily protect you from like specifically the egg combo, but it does.
I guess it protects you from like. Ripper,
I mean, actually, it does protect Zabby from the egg
move.
combo because of the positioning.
Yeah, well, it also
Positioning
protects
protects.
from. So Zab can
it
only get
doesn't.
attacked by.
I guess not put it that close.
Zab can only get
yeah.
attacked once after the Ripper moves, so it does protect him from Fortitude and like Primus Fist.
Yeah. Hey, it'd be really good here? Circle of Desiccation. Leave him with only a Rage Binder. You still got your combo? Man, if only this is a different faction.
Yeah. EMP would also not be terrible. What can you do? Kron is not going to get a ton.
Yeah, Riv is talking about how Kron would have been the correct play last turn, just because you provoke the Juggernaut, and then you try and, stay within range of Ragnora and draw your hatch.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and Icicle is correct that this turn Bragai could have gone. Bragai could have gone with Tech Spikes into 4-mana Hatch into 4. No, because you couldn't play the Egg too. You were 1 mana off still, so you wouldn't be able to play Tech Spikes. You're trading the assurance of getting it for Tech Spikes with the assurance of positioning with Kron. Is basically the trade-off.
Yeah. And there's one big
All right,
juggernaut.
Zabby taking out 2 Flash Wanderers.
That'll be it. Yeah, wow.
So
Like a boss.
well done, little Eggy. Many
Power of,
brushings to you.
power of your opponent never playing a mass ping.
Yep.
Which,
Or
like, again,
never
to be fair, wouldn't have been
because they had Crater in their hands
very
since the
good.
start.
Yeah.
So
Zab just like never played into it.
well played, yeah. But all right, that is our matches for week 7. So we thank you all for coming out here.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah, we'll be back with week 8, and week 6 is going to be uploaded to YouTube probably near the same time that this is uploaded to YouTube.
I feel like this screen is an appropriate summary of the league.
Yeah.
Although that said, Draco Moriarty's doing pretty well, and they're playing Wanderer Reva.
Yeah, Draco's been on Wanderer Reva. Here, I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to go through the top 8 from last week and talk about what they were on for just a second.
Ah, I may have relevant experience to contribute to this.
Standings.
I have played against Bragai and talked a bit with them about their build after the match, so I can contribute a bit there as well.
All right, so looking at the top 8 from last week, we had Bragai in first with Wanderer Ragnora. We had Draco in second with Wanderer Reva. We had you in third with Wanderer Ragnora. Fourth, we have Improbable Blob, who's been on a whole mess of things. Fifth is Zabiul with Egg Combo Ragnora. Sixth is Ree, who's been on a number of things, but has seen the most success, as far as I know, with Tempo Zeran. Frost Arrow, who's been on a bunch of things, and Spammer Noob, taking up the 8th slot, who's been on Fault.
Yeah.
So
like a slightly different build of Fault from the usual. They have Amaras and Portal Guardians and a few things, like basically going a little bit bigger. It's a cool list. It's very scary.
I will admit I haven't paid much attention if they've been tweaking it. I just know that they're playing Fault every week. Is my experience with them.
I don't know if they've changed the list much, but when I played against it, it was like similar to Fault, but with a stronger like top deck game. So as the Wanderer player, that made me a bit more nervous than I would have otherwise been. I actually brought a ton of sideboard cards. I brought in a Venom Toth and it dealt them 19 damage in game 2. That's the best Venom Toth I've ever seen.
Let's see. Okay, so there's Ragnora. So 3 Ragnoras, 3 Wanderers, Areva, Potpourri, Tempo Zeran, a Potpourri, and a Fault.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of
see
stuff
how
that
it shifts up this week. I know that both Bragai and Draco have taken some losses this week, so that means that the top 2 slots are now open even.
I'm 2-0 this week. Come on. Give me that top spot. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I mean, you said you still have 2 matches to play, so who knows?
I've only got 1 left. I've played... I played against Icicle earlier.
Okay.
I think I did post it in the thread. The match report.
I haven't looked at I woke up and because I went to bed at like 4 a.m. yesterday, and then I woke up and got this ready. So
yeah, it's all good. I reported it.
Yeah, I just looked at it. Wow, there are a lot of emotes in the Sibin vs Frost Arrow match. All of them appear to be Riffraff.
What's life without memes? No, this kind of lines up with what I'd expect of the meta, to be honest. I think if you're good, and you know what you're doing with your specific deck and strategy, it is possible to counter Wanderer with a fair few things. I think it's reasonable to say that Wanderer is the deck to beat. I don't know if it's broken, but it is very, very strong. I think it has its counters, but I was saying this in chat earlier. I think there's actually a lot of and like misinformation is kind of the phrase where like in the community where so we have this interesting dynamic where the most of the deck builders in Duelist are not so much trying to like optimize the best deck for tournament winning like a robot, but instead of like people with personalities that they express through deck building. So
Yeah.
most of the most prolific list creators and sharers are actually often kind of doing their own thing, and they're all very good players, obviously, with a lot of experience. So their decks work, but they work much better for them. And I think that dynamic adds this weird thing where it's very difficult for the community to figure out a solid counter to something like Wanderer, which is just this really solid deck with no obvious weaknesses. When most of the people who build
weaknesses to
decks,
Wanderer, but they can be worked around, I guess,
well,
is your point.
like the deck has vulnerabilities, but it has different ones from what people think. Like there's a very common thread. Every time people are salty about losing to Wanderer, well, yeah, it's like every time people are salty about losing to Wanderer, it's because the Wanderer player got lucky, and that it's like the secret to Wanderer is you're always lucky. You always have a free 7/7. You always have 4/2 rippers for days that people don't give enough respect to, and there's enough random interesting stuff in the deck that you can improvise your way out of almost any situation. So decks that demand very specific answers tend to be stronger against it. Those answers are not usually swarm decks, and not necessarily aggro decks either. Like Wanderer is very good against aggro. You crush them on the board. You play a lot of healing in the Ragnora version. Probably better against Reva or Xerix or whatever because they don't have access to Earthsphere and Saurian Finality. But like Wanderer Ragnora tends to eat aggro, and that removes a lot of the what you'd think would be the counters to like a slowish mid-range deck. And then a lot of control decks struggle with the fact that Wanderer is also quite aggressive. Because you just put loads of big stuff in play and then hit them in the face with it. So
but that's why like playing just big minion after. Sorry for cutting you off there. You're like reaching the conclusion. You go ahead.
It's like monopolizing it. I play Wanderer, so I've been in conversations with opponents who've been like, "Oh, you do the right thing," and I was like, "Well, yeah," but I actually have a lot of things that I can draw in that situation. Like sometimes I draw the perfect answer. Like, in one of my games against Agmar, player opened the Kujata turn 1, I didn't kill it, played loads of stuff, Progenitor turn 2, I slammed a Scorn, game over. But that's like the really obvious, I had a Scorn, but I could have had Scorn, Crater, Flash Mercantor, like run away for a turn, then Plasma Storm, run away for a turn, Rebuke, Sunset Paragon. I can have
Pure Maw.
Like I've got a few answers that are really good, and then a lot of answers that are not that good, but still maybe enough to get me back in the game. And then maybe I can try and sneak out a win with Rippers. Like, it's harder against Agmar, because that deck's very, very good at pushing board, but like, the Wanderer is a lot more resilient than people give it credit for, because the things that most of the time the things that beat really value-y combo-y decks are aggro, and aggro does not generally beat Wanderer, at least Ragnarok. In my match against Draco Moriarty, Draco won 2-1. The 2 games that Draco won, they stuck a Bone Reaper and I couldn't kill it, and they just rode that to victory. It was that simple. They played a Bone Reaper, and I couldn't get rid of it, and I died. It's weird.
That's kind of like where my mindset came in, which is the decks that do well against Wanderer are the decks that don't care that everything has a +1/+1. Like Wanderer doesn't have access to enough things that just kill giant things over and over. And so if you're playing something like Bond, like Titan, like Ebenox, I find that you often have a pretty good Wanderer matchup just because you're playing these massive threats. And every turn they're like, well, I have a buff, but I'm like running out of cards. And like, the minions you're playing are like just as big, if not bigger. Like decks, especially decks like Titan or Ebenox, I think have a pretty good time. If kind of like played optimally, because they also have an even more inevitable end game. Like Titan beats Wanderer. Like I don't know if you've ever tried to break a Titan formation without drawing your like singleton EMP, but like all their cards are minions, so they're already playing like really well statted minions on curve, and then they just play a Titan and they just trade up your whole board because +2 attack and force field beats +1/+1.
You say that? So actually, I was going to chip in with a word of warning for Titan players. Titan is not as good against Wanderer as you probably think it is.
I think it is.
No, like my win rate against Titan is good because Titan has the easiest counter in the world. Kill all their stuff on turn 6. like it's exactly the same as playing against Wanderer. Their Wanderer is way less good if you kill all their stuff first, except Titan doesn't give a permanent bonus afterwards. Like if you play a Titan naked and I just hit you in the face a bunch because I've got bored, you lose. You can't
I
play
don't know.
Titan in that situation. It's like Titan itself is very strong. Like an unanswered Titan will run away with the game easily. Like you often win the same turn or the next turn, but going into the Titan turn with a board is not as easy as that because the Wanderer player dominates the mid game very easily.
I don't know. I feel like
minions and rippers.
Wanderer come down at comparable times, and if you're the Titan player, it is easier for you to play defensive and keep your board because your board is more important. Like it's not like you're playing some like tiny board that they're just able to easily trade off. Like no, you can stick like hard to kill threats. And if you play defensive, you don't play to like clear their board. You play to let them play Titan and or let them play Wanderer and let you play Titan. I mean, I think it has to do with how the Titan player is playing it, basically.
Oh yeah, there's obviously going to be a lot in how both players play, but like just as a word of warning, like playing Titan itself, the deck is not necessarily a counter to Wanderer. Like you have to keep minions alive in order to do anything. Otherwise, you're going to be forced to play Titan on an empty board into a bunch of minions, and they're just going to break the artifacts and kill you. Like my win rate against Titan decks is quite strong. Because
I mean, Wanderer can be.
If you can't wipe your opponent's board whenever you want, your deck's probably bad. So, the problem with hiding with Titan is like they do play a lot of smallish minions, and those minions get eaten by rippers. So you have to be careful of the rippers. If you're aggressive, it's easier to clear the eggs. You're a bit more vulnerable to AoE, but like hiding in the back doesn't necessarily work either, because also then your Titan doesn't do that much. Like rippers are the linchpin, as always. They are the sort of problem child here, because they're also quite good at breaking the artifact, because they can zoom across the table and attack through an Arclight Regalia and chip a charge off it.
That reminds me, if you're playing Titan, the biggest mistake I think you can make right now is not playing Sunbreaker.
Sunbreaker is a really good shot. It's hard for Wanderer to remove.
Kills everything. Kills Wanderer, kills Fault.
Yeah.
Like, kills both Rag and Raven Wanderers, and kills Fault. Like, clears all the 2/2 Ripper eggs. Is a 2/4 force field, which is incredibly hard for both those decks to remove. Like, Ka doesn't even kill it, and it kills Ka. Because you wipe all the dervishes and Ka.
There's a big problem with it, which is against Ragnora. You can't roar it, which means it dies to Natural Selection and Plasma Storm. You can play around Natural Selection by keeping a Celebrant.
Ever played Natural Selection and Plasma Storm outside of Wanderer singletons?
Well, yeah, but like I'm never replacing Plasma Storm against Titan, and probably never replacing Natural Selection either. Odds of me drawing one of those by the time you play your Sunbreaker, fairly high.
But the thing is, you don't know that people are playing Sunbreaker. I can see you taking a like Natural Selection on a Silver Guard Knight and then somebody slamming a Sunbreaker.
That's fair.
You know,
it does also die to like
go the removal, but like
plus
Sunbreaker is like a really powerful tech card, and Titan lives and dies off of tech cards.
Yeah,
and so I think that's a really important kind of thing.
I think the main advice would be to like run 3 Sunbreakers, and expect the first one to get killed, so try and get value off of it. Then they kill it because you're forcing them to react to this card that eats the deck's main power piece, which is the Rippers, and then and also Precious Face, and then you play another one, and they're like, oh damn, I used my Plasma Storm already. Like one of the biggest strengths of other decks against Wanderer is like Wanderer can improvise its way out of a lot of situations, but it can only do it once, sometimes, often. Like Ironcliff Guardian, no one's playing Ironcliff Guardian right now except you, but Ironcliff Guardian is really good against Wanderer. It's really good. It's so hard to kill. Like there's only a few hard removal spells in the deck, and like if you can play around some of them with Roar anyway, and then if they do kill it, you can play another one, and then they might lose. Like that sort of thing, like linchpin mid-game cards that can be difficult to kill are probably the best shot against Wanderer. Like, just big tough things. But even then, like,
the ball. Can't kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this has been After Hours with the Meltdown League stream.
This has been How to Not Beat Wanderer with SonofMakuta.
Actually, I'm also going to close. with another thought, which is that, well, Wanderer has been the deck to beat up till this point. Last week, there were more copies of Combo Rag than Wanderer Rag. Combo Rag was about equivalent to like all the Wanderer archetypes, I think, or something around there.
That
But it was the
mirrors
most
my
popular
ladder experience. I think I see that more on ladder than any other single deck.
Yeah, no. So I think that combo, like the Egg Ragnora, is actually shifting to be the deck to beat, which I think is a little bit more straightforward than like Wanderer in terms of how to beat it. You know, you play pings, you
Blistering Scorn.
die. Yeah, play Blistering Scorn. Don't put yourself in danger of dying to the combo.
Yep.
Like that's kind of more of the advice there.
One of my games on against Riverath, I won by putting myself on 13. So I was on 1 life against combo plus attack into Rive's 6 mana, and they had exactly that. Survive on 1 to swing back. You can keep yourself above 10.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And don't forget the double fortitude for the sneaky 14 when they can.
Yep.
Yeah, pack your scones. Consider Rustcrawler. Can be worth it. Like Rustcrawler's alright.
Yeah. Breaking Zoetic Charm. Breaking Artifacts is really good because it also helps you against like Artifact Reva, which is not an unpopular deck at the moment.
Yeah. And then like random Mantra players. Specifically Bryguy with Morinka or whatever else. Yeah. Crawler's okay. It's like you might cut Primus Fist for it. You know? Primus Fist, marginal 2-drop, mostly just a 2/3. Does some neat things with trading.
Yeah. That being said, Sunbreaker also breaks artifacts.
That's true. That's true.
Sunbreaker is really, really good right now.
Sunbreaker's a hell of a card. That's a good one.
I haven't been too hot on it before, but in this meta, I really, really enjoy it. When I was playing Wanderer, or not Wanderer, when I was playing Titan, it was definitely like an MVP in a lot of the matches that I played.
I gotta say, there was a point in time where I was like, man, everyone's playing full. Screw it, I'm putting Sunbreaker in my deck. I'm building like Zeran with Sunbreaker. I'm just gonna wreck all these stupid fault players. And then I just stopped running into fault players. It's like they all knew. They all disappeared. They were hiding. And I think general consensus is that people got bored of playing deck.
I think that's the general consensus for why Fault went away, was people got bored of playing it.
Yeah, to be fair, I played it for a while, a couple months ago, but the reason I dropped it was it's got loads of great 2-drops and loads of great 5 and 6 drops and nothing in the middle. Which I think, we touched on this in Jim's game, but I quite appreciate Jim's efforts at playing a Xerix deck that curves out, you know, regardless of what they are or aren't playing ultimately. I also noticed that people have slowly started playing Wasteland Wraith. By people, I maybe just mean Icicle, but
I think Riverath has also been speaking out to the power of Wraith.
Yeah, like, speaking of cards that are legit against Wanderer, if you have a bunch of Wasteland Wraiths in your deck, that can make things really awkward for a Wanderer player, because it only has to survive for 1 turn. Obviously, it can't survive for more than 1 turn unless they dispel it, but you know, it's again one of those cards, you put it in the back on turn 2, so they haven't really reached you yet. And there's only a few cards they can have that can get rid of it. Maybe you can bait Natural Selection the previous turn with Obelisk or something. That way they probably can't remove it, and then you get bored. I also just noticed that the whole time we've been talking, Kron has just been like grooving by himself in this little space off Ragnora's shoulder. You just see him like crouching up and down, like having a good time.
Yeah.
We've known each other for so long.
All right. Well, I need to eat something because I haven't eaten anything all day, and I also didn't eat dinner last night, so I haven't eaten anything in like 12 hours. But
wow, go feed yourself.
Thank you for coming out here. Really appreciate it.
It's been a blast.
Yeah, we'll be back next week.
Probably without me.
After talk.
Unfortunately, but yeah. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you next time. Rock on.